There we go. Awesome. So, guys, just a couple of housekeeping things before we get started. First off, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cameron Smith, COO of Rise USA. We've got Coach Travis on the call. He's the president of Rise Coaching. And then just here in a little bit, we're going to have Aaron Hensley. He's the CEO of Rise USA. He'll be here to talk a little bit as well. But guys, look, on this call today, like I said, we're going to talk about marketing. Before we get into that, just a few housekeeping rules. Number one is make sure your cameras are on. The thing with these deep dives is this is an exclusive opportunity to get a small group of people to really dive into a topic to make sure that you walk away with the tools that you need in order to go execute and have success, and massive success at that, for you and your business. So everybody that's on this call is paid to play. We want to make sure you guys get the most of this. So we need your cameras on. You should have a pen and paper taking notes of everything that we covered today. And then obviously, like we talk about all the time, execution trumps knowledge. So don't get all this information and just sit on it and do nothing with it. You get this information, you actually go take action, you go execute. That way you can start getting results and you start getting your return faster. But also you've got to get your team on the same page with you. So throughout the entire year of 2024, we're hosting 48 events. This is our second event. So now we got 46 events left for the rest of the year. And each of our months are going to have a different theme that we're going to talk about. So some months will be on marketing and branding, advertising. Some months are going to be on sales. Some months are going to be on leadership. Some are going to be on entrepreneurship. Some of these, half of those events are going to be virtual. Half of those events are going to be in person. So for example, next weekend, actually, January 20th and 21st, we're going to be live in Miami, Florida. Some of you guys have already registered to be there for that event. So we kick off everything on Saturday, January 20th, and we're going to get a room full of business owners together. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to make sure everybody has the idea and the concept down, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Day two of that event, pay to play, and we're going to deep dive into that. It'll be a smaller room, more intimate, so that way you can get even more value out of it. And we're doing this all this year for the exact same reason that we're talking about today. It's an opportunity for us to market, to get attention, to get known, and get our name out there. So we want you guys engaged if you're going to be a part of this deep dive. So cameras on, pen and paper, take some great notes, but then make sure that you're also ready to execute as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. I know everybody on this call, you guys are all in common. You're all business owners, but everybody here, you want to make more money. If you don't want to make more money, you're probably on the wrong call right now. Okay, so if you want to make some money, put your hands up right now. If you want to make more money, put your hands up. That should be everybody right now. Good. I can see you. I can see you. Love it. Give me some smiles too, guys. I want to see your smiles. It's Sunday. You're investing in yourself. Love it. Love it. So you guys want to make more money. If you want to make more money, then here's the thing. Hopefully you guys can see my whiteboard here. Money follows attention, okay? And I'm going to leave this up here on the board because this is going to be the theme for me today. Money follows attention. So if you want to make more of this, you've got to get more of this. Now, I've been an employee under Aaron for probably the past 10 to 11 years now. I've known him since I was 9 years old, started my journey in martial arts, had a mentor that invested into me and helped me realize what I was capable of becoming. And here we are today. We're out of the martial arts industry and we're still working together, still growing and still helping more people, just in a different way. Okay. But by me working under him, I noticed his drive, his push, his hustle. I noticed his dream and what it is he's chasing after. And I realized that that's something that I want to be a part of. And if that's a dream that I want to be a part of, then I've got to do my due diligence. I have to do my part on making sure that dream becomes a reality at a massive level. So back in our little small town of North Augusta, South Carolina, where nobody knows where that is, I always have to say I'm from Augusta, Georgia, but that small little town of North Augusta, South Carolina, when I decided I wanted to take that next step, become an instructor, I wanted to actually be able to have a real impact, I realized that I needed to get known by more people. Now, some of you guys have employees on the call right now. Raise your hand if you have employees, okay? If you have employees that work under you right now, good. Okay. Now, remember, the goal is to go from self-employed to business owner, right? If you're self-employed right now, that means you're trading your time for money, and time is one of your most valuable assets right now. So the work that you put in is going to result in the money, the results that you get back. Okay. Once you become business owner, you have a team working under you now. Now you're able to multiply your efforts. You're able to create more opportunity that way if you lead your team right, obviously, right? So everybody on your team, their number one priority every single day should be getting attention. That should be the number one priority every day for everyone on your team. 80% of your time, 80% should be spent on getting attention, even for you as the business owner. Because what we know is if money follows attention and we all want to make more money, then we need to get more eyeballs on our business. So that way it creates more opportunity for us to be able to bring in more what? Money. So where are your opportunities to go out and get more attention to be able to lead to this? Obviously, we live in a digital world. So social media is a great tool for you to be able to do that, but you can't rely on just one thing. Okay, you cannot rely on just one thing. It's going to take multiple things. And once you start practicing, once you start doing these different things that work for you and you start getting results, guess what? You repeat successful actions. You do it again and again and again, and you keep getting that result. But you got to get everybody on your team aligned with this. So like I said, little small town of North Augusta, South Carolina, one of the things I would do every day is I would write down my goals. In the morning, I would write my goals at night. I actually found my little goal journal the other day as we were cleaning out our apartment, me and my wife. I found my little goal journal and I started flipping back and I'm seeing goals that I was writing down back in 2018, right? And one of those goals that I'll write down every day was that I wanted everybody in that small little town. I was thinking too small at the time, but for me, that was big thinking. I wanted everybody in my small town to know my name and who I was, knowing that if they knew me and they knew who I was, they knew the brand that I was attached to because I made it very obvious of what I was attached to, and that would create more opportunity. I wanted to be able to just walk into a grocery store and everybody knew who I was. I wanted to be able to go to a restaurant, everybody knew me by name. Like that was my goal, that was my intention, not to fulfill any kind of selfish nature in me, but I knew that if I got that many people to know about me, if they knew who I was, then it would create more opportunity to the business for the business. Literally to the point we had 5 locations in that area. We had it sometimes people show up to one of those other locations asking if I was there. That was the goal, is I wanted to be omnipresent because I knew if I did that, it would help the company in turn. Do you have employees on your team right now that have that kind of mindset? Do you have people on your team right now that have the mindset that, hey, we're going to go out, we're going to take massive action, we're going to get known by everybody we possibly can, because we know that if we do that and we take massive action and we're intentional in that area, it's going to create more opportunity for us as a business, which means we're going to have more success. We all make more money. We all win. And that's going to solve a lot of your problems right there, right? We talk about the reason you feel rejection a lot of times in the sales process is because you don't have enough in the pipeline. You haven't created enough opportunity. You haven't gotten enough attention. That's why you're stressed out over deals right now, is because you haven't gone out and gotten attention and actually gotten that to convert. You see, if you're going to go and get attention, you've got to do it, like I always say, with intention, meaning that attention actually needs to convert to a result for you and your business. Don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Do it with an actual intent behind it. You want this action, you want this attention to actually convert into revenue. You want this to convert into more sales. You want this to convert into a new member, a new client. You've got to get that intention and actually get it to convert, to the point where I was involved in our church at a high level, to the point I even went on staff, okay, getting attention there, involved in every community event, every opportunity we could to go out and get our name more known and get in front of a new person. That was our goal, our mission. And our whole team had the same mindset. We would have challenges as a team of, hey, can you just get one new lead a day? Like, think about that for a second. What would it do for your business if you just generated one new lead, got attention from one new person that could benefit from your product per day? 365 days in a year. Would your business benefit from 365 new leads? No brainer. Of course it would. Now, let's say you have a team of 5, 10, like, I don't know, do the math on that. Let me see. I'm not a good math guy. Okay. I'm not a good math guy, but let's say you had 5 members on your team, including you. That's 1,800 new leads for your business. 1,800 new leads. If everybody on your team, all 5, just generated one new lead a day, got attention from one new person a day, would anybody here on this call right now like 1,800 new leads? If your hands aren't shooting up right now, we got a problem. You are on the wrong call. Okay. And that's just one lead a day. Can you do 2? Can you do 3? But here's the thing. You're going to get pumped up. You're going to get motivated. You're going to be like, yeah, that's so simple. I can do it. Boom. You're going to take action for a week. And then you're going to lose sight of the goal or the target. And then you resort back to your average habits, your actions of retreat, and you're not staying consistent. You don't push as hard. And that pumped up, that motivation you have now is dipped. And now you're not getting the results and you wonder why. And you wonder why you're in the same rut year after year after year after year after year. If you're in the same position a year from now that you are today, you are not growing, you're not even stagnant, you're dying. So you have to be intentional as the business owner to make sure that you're doing this as one, but also making sure that your team is doing this too, actually being intentional about going out and getting interest or getting attention around your brand or your product. Prospecting, right? Where's your power base? Where's your power list? Who are the people that you can get in front of today? Make a list of it. Who are the people that can connect you to more people? Everybody on your team should be thinking about this daily. It should be your number one priority before you even start the tangible task of the day. Who can I get in front of today? Now, once you get in front of those people, then you need to know what comes next. Obviously, that's going to start your sales process. Look, follow up, prospecting, all of those, yes, are part of your sales process, but it's part of marketing as well. You're getting attention and you're staying in the conversation and you're keeping yourself top of mind with that buyer. And there's so many ways to do this. And we're going to talk about this more in detail. Coach Travis and Aaron, they're going to go in more of this detail with you guys. I'm trying to get your brain wrapped around the fact that you as a business owner needs to get your team aligned on going all in on this thing right here. If you really want that, got to go all in on that. So first thing first is, what problem do you solve? Okay. So I'm going to say what, right? You should write that down. What? Okay. Sorry for the bad handwriting there. I should erase that and just rewrite it all over again. Okay. But what? I'm going to rewrite it. I want it big. I want you to be able to see it. Hey guys, by the way, while I'm doing this, remember this call is exclusive just to you. Okay. This is exclusive just to you guys. You're not sharing this call on social media. You're not recording this on your own and sharing it with your buddies or your friends or your colleagues or anything like that. This call is just for people that are on the call and that have paid for access for this call. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. Okay. Turn off my phone. There we go. All right. So back to what I was saying up here. Number one is what? That goes down to what problem do you solve? Every business solves a problem. Customers buy to have their problem solved. Right now, if I'm hungry, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to a restaurant. I'm going to order food. What's the problem that that restaurant is solving for me? They're solving my hunger. Okay. If I need new clothes and I go to the store, the problem is that I need new clothes or I don't have enough clothes or I need the right clothes for a certain event or whatever it is. That's what they're doing, is they're solving that problem for me. Okay. So for you and your business, what problem do you solve? And don't think about it on just the generic level. Like really dig in and find out what that problem is that you solve. A lot of our clients right now are martial arts clients, right? So what problem do you solve? It's not somebody needing martial arts. Your problem is you're solving confidence, right? You're solving self-esteem issues. Okay. You're helping kids with discipline, which means you're helping the parent with the kids' discipline, right? You're a backup in that sense. You're support for the parent. Like, what problem are you solving? If you're a mobile service company, whether that's mobile IV, whether you're a barber and you actually go to people in person, you're a mobile barber, like whatever it is, what problem are you solving? It's not just the haircut or just the IV I'm getting. You're actually solving the problem of convenience, right? You're making it more convenient for people to get the service that they're looking for. Instead of having to walk into a brick and mortar, wait an hour, 2 hours of my busy schedule to go do it, you come to me and you meet me where I'm at. You're solving the convenience problem. So what problem do you as a business actually solve? Take a couple seconds, start writing that down. Like, what are the different problems that you solve? Because it might not be just one thing. It might be multiple things, and that's okay. Because this is going to help you now with your branding, how you're actually going to curate your story to be able to now go send that message out to the rest of the world. So what is the problem that you actually solve? The next one is going to be who. Okay. Who benefits from that problem you're solving, right? Who benefits from your service? Who benefits from your product? Whose problem are you trying to solve? Who is that ideal person that you're targeting after? Who is that person or that audience that you're targeting right now? Okay. You should have an avatar. You might have different avatars of those people that you're going after. Going back to the mobile IV thing that we talked about, entrepreneurs, busy entrepreneurs, that's a great one. They've got a busy schedule. They take care of their bodies. They want to be healthy. They may not have the time to go sit in a place for 2 hours waiting on a service. So for you to be able to come to them and they can still get their work done, that's a huge advantage for them, right? Same thing with a barbershop. Same thing with martial arts. Maybe you're a taxi cab company. Okay. You provide the service of getting people from point A to point B and you take the stress and the hassle out of it, right? Like all these things you've got to consider. So, who is your ideal target? And then the last thing I'm going to put is this: where. If you guys can see that, where. Got to make sure it's the right version of where. Okay. Where are they? Where's that who? Okay. Where is the who that you're looking for? So, what problem do you actually solve? You've got to get very specific with this. You cannot be general. You can't be vague here. You've got to have complete clarity. Remember, Aaron talks about this all the time. A confused mind finds what? Failure. So if you're not super crystal clear on this, and this, that might be the reason right now why your marketing efforts aren't bringing you the result that you want them to bring. You've got to be very clear here. And then the next step, business owner, is you need to make sure your team is clear on this as well. So what is the problem that you actually solve for your people? Who is your ideal audience? Who is your target that you're going after? And then where are they? Where can you go find them? And there's so many different answers to this, right? You've got the in-person ways to be able to find them. Like yesterday, I just did an event at a health and wellness expo where there's a bunch of business owners that are vendors there. I taught a class on marketing there yesterday. Actually, some of you guys are on this call right now. I taught a class on marketing there, got in front of a group of business owners, provided value to them. I knew what problem I solved. I knew exactly who my target is. It's business owners. And in that sense, it was small business owners because most of them are self-employed. They're the ones who own their job right now. And I know where to find them. I found the event to go get in front of them. And now they're on this call with us as well. And we're going to continue to work that relationship. We're going to get them to convert. Okay. So now we can actually really help them out and work on and help them in detail with their business. So you've got to make sure that this is super clear for you and then for your staff as well. And then everybody's got to be intentional. Remember, like I said, 80% of your time is spent on this, getting attention. One of the topics I talk about a lot as an employee is becoming irreplaceable. Like I said, I've known Aaron since I was 9 years old. Okay. A long time. Been working with him for almost 11 years now. Outside of the company that we were originally in. I've seen a lot of people come and go. A lot of people come and go. I remember sitting down one day and I'm like trying to count all the people I can remember just since I started working for the man. How many people have come and gone? Okay. So I talk about this a lot of times for employees and for staff and business owners is, hey, you've got to make yourself irreplaceable. How do you do that? You've got to get massive attention. And not to the point where, hey, if I removed you from the business crashes and burns, but to an extent, you've got to be so known and you got to have so much influence and impact that if you were to step away, the business would have an impact of that. Okay. The business would feel the impact of that because you were such a vital part in the fabric of that business. And it's not to be malicious or mean, but it's to really make that much of an impact because you're going to create your own economy now within that business. That's what you're trying to do. So for employees, they've got to be super sold on this and they have to understand how this is actually going to help them achieve their goals. So another thing that we talk about a lot of times with our clients, hopefully you guys got all that written down. Another thing we talk about all the time with our clients is your PPF. Okay. Your PPF goals, your personal, professional, financial goals. What are they? Okay. What are your personal goals? What are your professional goals? What are your financial goals? For you as a business owner, you should know this, but then also you should know this for your staff as well. Now, you're probably saying right now, Cameron, this has nothing to do with marketing. I hopped on this call for marketing. You're not talking about marketing right now. You're talking about goals with my staff now. Yes, the reason I'm talking about this is because they need to understand why they need to go out and get more attention because they have to understand how that actually helps them get what they want. So if they're going to actually go get more attention for your business to create opportunity for you, they need to know how that's going to benefit them as well. How often do you see Target employees go on and promoting the fact that they're working at Target? Never. Okay. You might get one every now and then. It's such a huge company right now. They're just a number. The benefit of you being a small to medium business is you have more influence with your staff and with your team. And by the way, let's say you only have a staff of 4 people. One person, one bad apple in that bunch, that's 25% of your staff right there. That's a bad apple. You think that's going to affect the other 3 very quickly? Of course it will. So yes, marketing is important, but you got to make sure you got clear alignment with your staff. They need to understand the role that they play within the business and how that's actually going to help the business overall have more success, which in turn helps them have more success. Do they know what the growth is in the company by working with you? Do they know that? If not, this is something you've got to get crystal clear on. You should be having regular meetings with your team on what the goals are, what the targets are, how it benefits them, how they where the opportunities for them to have success, the opportunities for them to grow. You should know what's important to them, because not everybody is motivated by money. Everybody's motivated by something different. So do they understand how helping you reach your goal helps them reach their goals as well? That's going to be super key and vital to the success of your business. Okay. And if they know how that works, if they know how they benefit from it, guess what? They're going to be more likely to go get more attention. They're going to be more likely to go get more attention for you and your business. So that way it creates more opportunity for you. So we're going to talk about here in a second branding, marketing, advertising, the difference between the three, and really making sure that you have actionable steps, again, to go execute on this. But here's the way I like to think about it. Okay. Branding is who are you? Marketing is your message, right? Getting your message out to your audience. And then advertising, I like to think of paying someone else to tell people about who you are. So branding is who you are or who your company is. Marketing is telling other people about you. And then advertising, I'm paying someone else to tell others about me. So Coach Travis is going to dive into the difference between the three a lot more, but I want you guys to do this exercise really quick. I want you to draw yourself on that piece of paper, on those notes that you're taking right now. Hopefully you guys can see my board here. Last time I did this live and in person, it did not go over very well. My picture was not very good. So I'm going to make a little bit of a better picture here. I'm a visual guy, by the way, so that's why I like doing this. Okay, that's a little happy Cameron right there. I'm going to give myself a big smile. Look at me. So happy right now. I got some hair, though. Put some hair on top. That's actually a pretty good portrait. I did better on this one than I did the last time. That's good. Okay. So we've got Cameron here, and you as a business owner should be doing the same thing. Okay. You've got to make sure that you're also promoting, because that's the number one rule of marketing, guys, is promote, 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 promote the wins, promote the challenges, promote the story. Okay. Promote it all. Get attention around it. One of the things that we've done in our company is we've started our own reality show now. We keep talking about all the time, man, we should have a reality show. We should have a reality show. We've started one. We're not paying anything to do it. We're just using our in-house team. Alex, our camera guy. That's what we call him. Alex, the camera guy. We're paying our team, right? Alex comes around, he follows us with the camera, and he's documenting the process of us building this business. And we're taking that content, we're putting it on YouTube, and we're putting it on social media, and we're just promoting to the world, and we're sharing our story with the world of how we built our business and how we're building our business. Because day one, Aaron made the claim, the bold claim, that the business would scale in the first year, $1 million in revenue. He'd exit the company, and the company would continue to grow. He's done exactly that, gone past that, and we're continuing to build. We're in a new office now, as you guys can obviously see, new studio and everything, and the company's continuing to grow. And we're only a little over a year right now. So he's showing live example, and we decided we wanted to document the process, put it out to the rest of the world. It's our form of marketing right now. We're using it to market ourselves and who we are. We're going to use it when we bring people into our team or onto our staff. They're going to see those videos. They're going to see the process. They're going to see what the culture is like before they even step foot in for their interview. One of the things we have them do is they have to go actually do research on us as a business before they even do an interview with us. And one of the questions we ask them is, what research have they done for us? You'd be surprised how many people done zero. But you'd also be surprised how many have really deep dive. They find those videos, they watch the episodes, or they go and look Aaron up, or they'll go and look me up, or they'll go and look up what we've done, and they're able to give us an extensive background on what we've accomplished so far. It's amazing. That lets us know that's somebody who's bought in. So as you, the business owner, okay, who are you? What's your story to tell? An entrepreneur I love watching right now on social media, her name is Allison. I believe her last name is Ellsworth or Ellensworth, something like that. But she's the owner of a company. She's the CEO of a company called Poppy. It's basically like it's a prebiotic soda, basically, is what it is. It's available in Target. It's available online. It was on Shark Tank, I believe. And what I love about her social media is if you go to her page, her personal page, you can find her. It's a public page. It's not private. You can go and look at her public Instagram page, her personal page. And there's no question about her loving her brand, telling her story, being aligned with her company. Like, there have been some CEOs, I'll go and look at their page and they post nothing about their business on their page. What the heck? Right? I go and I look at her page. Poppy is everywhere, like pink and purple, everywhere on the page. And she's actively telling her story through social media to the rest of the world, constantly, daily, over and over and over and over and over again. And she's got a huge following. I love watching this story. She'll constantly talk about how it started as this little company, and she'll even show videos sometimes of her walking in Target in her drinks right there on the shelf and how excited she is to see how much the company has grown. She's constantly promoting and marketing out to the rest of the world the growth and the story of her and her business, right? So you as the business owner, who are you? Who are you? You should do this like not daily, but maybe once a month, start, then go twice a month. You should get yourself resold on who you are and what you do. So if I were to do this on me, I would write down a bunch of different things. I would write down that I was a martial artist, and you guys should be doing this on yours right now. Like, what are your things that define you? I was a martial artist. I was an instructor. Um, Biggest sale I've ever done was 60K one time. Swipe. Somebody else has already beat my goal, and you guys will be hearing from him in a second. Somebody else already beat that. Podcast host and guest, podcast host, and I've been a guest on podcasts. I'm married, so I'm a husband. I'm a dog dad now, doggy daddy. He's pooping all over the house right now, though, so that's something we got to work on. I'm a son. Okay. What else? What else? There's a lot of stuff in here. Like I said, I'm COO now of a company. I'm a college dropout. I'm a high school grad. Graduated high school, but couldn't finish college. Like there's so many things that you could put on this board, and I could keep writing and writing and writing and writing. You could put your successes on here. You could put your failures on here. Like you could go on and on and on and on if you really wanted to. Like you could spend hours probably doing this. Okay. There's so much you could write on this. But why is this important? Because all of this makes up your story. All of the stuff that you write down on that, around that diagram of you, all of that is part of your story. Now, what you have to figure out is strategically actually getting that message out to the rest of the world. Because here's the thing, no matter what industry you're in, all of these things that define who you are, it relates to somebody. The fact that I'm a podcast host and I've been a guest on podcasts, guess what? That's going to relate to somebody. And my frame of work and what I do, that's going to connect with business owners that I've always wanted to be on a podcast. Guess what? I've got an opportunity to give them a platform. Or ones that have their own podcast, that gives me the opportunity to enter into the conversation now for me to get on their platform, right? Other people's stages, right? COO, I can connect with other COOs of other companies, okay? Martial artists, obviously that helps me relate with the martial arts industry. College dropout, you'd be surprised. There are a lot of entrepreneurs that never went to college or they dropped out of college. Boom, there's a major talking point right there. So all of these things that are on here, I can use to relate to somebody else, and it's all part of my story. You should be doing that as a business owner. Oh, and by the way, I'm not the CEO. I don't own the business, and I still do this. So your staff, your team can do the exact same thing. They should be doing the exact same thing because their story is going to help them connect with other people. They'll be able to connect with some people that you won't be able to connect to. But it all still funnels back to helping you and your business create more opportunity and have more success. So everybody's got to get their idea, their mindset wrapped around the idea of marketing, getting attention needs to be your priority in business. Yes, revenue is important, obviously. Yes, sales are important, obviously. But you get none of that if nobody knows who you are. It's marketing first, then your product and your service, and then it's sales. Because if you do this right, you fill the top line of the funnel with a lot of opportunity and a lot of attention. And then you funnel that down now to making sure that your product and your service is high quality and high value, and you overserve your people, over promise, over deliver, the sales will follow. And you don't have to be so stressed out here because you've got so much activity happening up here. 80% of your time is spent on getting attention. You've got to get yourself, you've got to get your team wrapped around that as well. Okay. So we've got a lot coming at you guys today. So hopefully you guys have come prepared and ready for it. Remember, keep your cameras on. We're going to be watching. We want to know you guys are engaged. Take plenty of notes because you're going to need it. So hopefully you got a notebook full ready to go. And I'm excited for what you guys are going to get out of this because this is going to be epic for you. So with that being said, I'm going to get ready to turn it over right now to our president of our coaching program. His name is Travis Thornton. I got to know Travis just a couple of years ago more intimately when he took the opportunity to move down to like that little old town of North Augusta, South Carolina that I told you guys about. He was owning a martial arts school already at the time. He didn't close the school. He kept that school open and moved down to North Augusta to be able to be a part of our team and help us out in a role that wasn't created yet. We had no playbook for. And he went all in for a year there with us to help us grow our business in that area. But he also became a dear friend of mine. Love everything about the guy. He's a role model for me in my life and the way that he cares for other people, the way he serves people, the way he cares for his family, and just the overall great human being, if I can be completely honest with you guys. So I know you're going to get a lot of value out of him. He just had a record year in his business, record month in November in his business as well, doing something that's never been done before. So I'm excited for you guys to be able to learn from him, be able to get a lot of value out of what you're going to hear today from Coach Travis. So with that being said, Coach Travis, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you, sir. What an introduction, man.
I know,
Thank you
right?
so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to try to remove this spotlight real quick. Bear with me, guys. And then Coach Cam, I'm going to make you the host, sir.
Yes, sir. You're all good.
All right. Bam. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I'm very, very grateful for it. And my goal is to provide you guys with as much value today as I possibly can. Going back to what Cameron said, just some notes that I took, I want to reiterate with you guys. Okay. One thing that he said is this is human nature. We resort back to average habits. All of us learn information, right? A lot of times it's not new information. We just get motivated. We hear it again and something clicks. And then we go to take action, but we're not consistent with the action. And we know consistency wins. And I was in church this morning and something the pastor was talking about, Jesus said that you have to die. Your character, who you are, what you're about has to die to be born again, to live an abundant life through Christ. And that really hit me today. Okay. Really hit me. So just with that statement right there, all of you guys on this call have heard awesome information, got excited and jacked up about something, took action, and then old habits crept in, okay, that are stopping you from becoming who you can be and who your team can be and what your business can be, okay? What has to die? What habits or characteristics right now have to die in order for you to get to the next level where you want to be, okay? I want you to really think about that. It was a message this morning at church that really hit me, and it was crazy as Cameron just said the exact same thing on his message. So serendipity. I don't believe in dumb luck, right? I think there's a reason. Okay. The other thing I took from Cameron's talk was having complete clarity. How important is having complete clarity? And we'll talk about that today on the marketing branding aspects of our business. But I can tell you, I've been in a situation in my own business where I was not clear on who my target customer was, what I was all about, what my service represented. And I became a slave to everyone and pleased nobody because I wasn't very clear about what my business was about, who my target customer is, and go all in on that. Okay. I coach a lot of you guys and a lot of business owners right now who every shiny thing you try to add to your business and you try to please everyone. And what's going to happen is your business is not going to have a brand. There's not going to be a culture inside your four walls, and you are going to be miserable, and you will not make the money and reach the potential that you have. I promise you this. So that word clarity that he just said to me was super, super important. So whether you guys already have a business, or maybe some of you guys are on the call, like are thinking about starting a business, or you're in the startup phase, everything he said about having your understanding of who you are, all the things that build your story, your staff story. And then in a second, we're talking about branding your company and your company story, getting very, very clear on that. I cannot stress you guys how important that is. A lot of you guys on this call right now, we talk weekly, okay? And we bring you a lot of information. But I'm telling you right now, if you guys will take the time to get very, very clear on who you are, what you represent, who your target customer is, and who you aren't, it's going to save you so much time and money and effort to get the result you're looking for. Okay. I spent many, many years spinning my wheels trying to please everyone and adding everything I could to try to bring in revenue. and it did exact opposite of what I wanted it to do. It stressed me out. It spread me thin. It stole time from my family and my kids because I was trying to do too much. I wasn't clear on who I was and what my business represented. So that complete clarity is so important. Kill old habits, kill characteristics that are holding you back, and get very, very clear on who you are and what your business is and who it represents. Okay. He talked about goals with the staff. Guys, I cannot stress you how important that is. I've got James Cox crew on the line right now. Could James tell me, what Taylor values, what his dreams and goals are? What is Vanessa's dreams and goals? Can he tell me that? Okay. Dan on the call right now. He's got an amazing staff, but does he know what drives his staff? Okay. Like Cam said, most of us have 4, 5, 6 employees on this call. And if we have one bad employee, it can spoil the bunch. I'm working with some clients right now that's taking place. Okay. So not meaning to reiterate what he said, but I hope you heard him. All right. Because those two things stuck out to me, and I've heard those things 1,000 times, but today it hit differently for me. And now I'm going back and realizing what he just said, how important that is, that when I defined the things that I'm gonna have to stop doing, and then when I defined who I am and who my business is, it changed everything for me. Okay. So with that said, guys, make sure you have pen and paper and let's kind of dive in. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is branding. Okay. You should go all in on brand. Go all in on brand. What is branding? Branding is what your company believes in. What does your company believe in? Why does it exist? And how do your customers, how do consumers feel about your business and its products and services? Okay, now this is all going back to making sure we get crystal clear on who we are. Can you even define that right now? If I asked you right now, tell me, why does your company exist? What is the values and the belief system behind your company? I'm gonna give you examples here of companies that I guarantee right now, you could tell me their belief system and what they stand for. And we have to be that clear. How do people feel about your service, your product? When they walk through the door, what feeling do they get? What feeling do they get when you serve them or they purchase your product? Some of my martial arts clients on the call, maybe you saw some pictures in our group. We had something called a Black Belt Signing Day this past weekend. Did anybody see the pictures of Black Belt Signing Day? Okay, did you see the group of people sitting behind me? By the way, I went ahead and committed for my 5th degree black belt test this year. Uh-oh, Domin's going to get his butt kicked.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, but listen, did you see the amount of people that were behind me when I signed that paper? I didn't ask them to step up and do that, right? My brand, the culture that I've created inside my business facilitated that kind of support and loyalty behind what we're doing. So that's the next thing I'm talking to you about is branding promotes loyalty and long-term commitment to your company. When I look back and I see clients that we have and students that I have, I saw a picture in my Google Drive the other day that was from 2016. And I look at the faces in the picture, and what was awesome was a majority of those faces, the people in that picture, were still training in my studio from 2016. You talking about long-term commitment and loyalty. Okay, that's what a brand does for you. So I think another word for brand, you hear this a lot, guys, would be your culture of your business. Has a look, has a feel, something people can resonate with, something people can get behind and support. It's not a hodgepodge of ideas, okay, or whatever we feel like doing today, or what message we feel like sending out today. There is intention behind, like Coach Cam said, attention with intention. So your brand is like the visual components of your business. Like your name is part of that. Your logo is part of that. Your tagline, the fonts and color scheme all represent your brand. Okay. Some of you guys on the call right now kind of have that defined already for your company because you're part of a franchise. They define that for you. But it goes a lot deeper than colors on a wall or a logo on a door. Because you'll step into a studio like mine, it's got the same logo, the same colors on the wall, and it is a different feel and a different quality than other places that you go that have the same logo, the same colors. I'm very intentional about my branding and the culture inside my business. Okay, the elements that identify your brand and create an association in people's mind between their desires, things that they need, like Coach Cam said, the problems we're trying to solve and the beliefs of your company and your company's ideals. Like you guys are in alignment with your customer. Okay. So for the ones that are on the call right now, you already have a company, you already have a business. How solid is your branding? I look at some of your pictures on social, and it's not very clear who you are and what you represent. Okay. And then some of the things that I see are downright just bad culture, bad branding. Okay. And it is as deep as like when you're taking a picture or you're shooting video, you're trying to market and promote your brand. What's in the background of the picture? What does your background look like? Okay, I'm going to continue to talk about Mr. Cox's group there because I see you guys. You're inside of the studio, it looks like. Like, is it the cleanest studio in town? Is there a common theme throughout the studio that represents the culture and the brand? Does the staff represent that brand? Everybody looks, acts, talks, represents the brand the same. So brand is so deep, totally separate from marketing and advertising. You can market and you can advertise all day long, but if you're confused about your branding and it's not a very tight culture, you're wasting marketing and advertising dollars. Because when people walk through the door, hopefully you get them through the door, there's going to be confusion on who you are and what you do. And like you said, a confused mind finds failure. I'll give you an example back home in my town. There was a restaurant that opened up across the street. It was called Billy Bob's. Okay, Billy Bob's. Now, when you hear Billy Bob's, what do you think, right? It said Billy Bob's Country Eatery or something like that. So I'm thinking, okay, overalls, cowboy hat, man, we should have like wheat in our mouth or whatever, straw in our mouth, right? Like that's Billy Bob's, right? You walk in and no lie, nothing against this, but they were playing rap music on the radio. Like, wait a second. I'm so confused right now. Billy Bob's, overalls, and I walk in and there's rap music playing on the sound system. Okay. And then again, nothing racist or culturally anything like that. But then there was a lot of Hispanic people working there. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. But that's so confusing to me. Wait a second. Billy Bob's, Hispanic culture inside, rap music playing on the sound system. I am so lost. Okay. I ordered the food and I looked at the prices and man, they were cheap. It was less than $10 for me to eat there for lunch. So they were trying to go bottom dollar. We want to be the cheapest people in town. Right. And I called it. Actually, my instructor, Donovan, was with me when I first went to this place. And I told him, we sat down, I was like, this place is not going to make it a few months, maybe. They don't know who they are. It's totally confusing. You walk in. The food was actually pretty good, but there was brand confusion. And I'm like, the prices are so low. There's no way they're making enough margin in order to sustain this business. By the way, branding, marketing, advertising also has to do with your pricing. You have to be priced right. Otherwise, you're going to price yourself out of business. Okay. So are you Billy Bob's inside your studio or your business right now? Is it confusing? You're marketing at your hardcore martial artist, because I got a lot of martial artists on the call. We teach, Krav Maga, and you walk in and it's families and kids. Right? Like what is your marketing message and your brand? You're confused. When I bought the studio that I have here in Dover, there was a lot of confusion around who they wanted to be. And it cost them their business. He was this close to going out of business. I saved it. Okay. Because he didn't know who his target market was and who the customer was. and it did cost him his business. He made a little money out of it, but it cost him his business. So getting clarity on your brand is going to be key. And even if you are part of a franchise or a larger company, like your store has to have a certain feel because it's yours. You set the culture, you set the brand. All right. So let me ask you a question, guys. I want you to do me a favor in the chat. So pop open your chat. We're going to talk about brand a little bit and what comes to mind when I say something, how strong different companies' branding really is. Okay. So everybody open your chat. And as soon as you think of something, okay, when I ask you this question, I want you to type it in. Okay. I want you to think of who's the first person that comes to mind. When you think of luxury pocketbooks and accessories, luxury pocketbook and accessories, type in the chat who first comes to mind. Coach, LV, Coach, LV, Coach, LV baby. Exactly. Gucci. Gucci. Good. Okay. When you think of electric vehicles, who comes to mind? Look, everybody. Tesla. Lucid. Somebody try to be different. You just try to be different. That's the only reason you did that. Okay. When you think coffee, who comes to mind? Bucks. Black Rifle. I like Black Rifle. That's a good one. Bucks. You know what that means. Okay. Couple more. Anybody else? Okay. All right, here you go, guys. Here you go. When you think chicken sandwich, who comes to mind? Everybody's quick on that one. Okay. When you think of soda, who comes to mind? When you think of motorcycles, who comes to mind? Okay. And last one, guys, when you think of internet or internet search, who comes to mind? It's not Ask Jeeves. It's not Yahoo. All right. Good. Now, you guys understand now the power of branding. Okay. Obviously, they had to brand, they had to market, they had to advertise, they had to have a product that people resonated with, right? And they had to be focused on sales and revenue in order to be where they're at. Okay. But if you think about these businesses, it goes beyond just the product. A lot of times you guys could tell me what their mission is, what they exist for, why they exist, what problems they solve. Okay. And then sometimes these companies are so good that they become the product that they sell. Let me give you an example. Down south, everything is Coke. Okay. It might be Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, but down south, it's just Coke. Hey, hand me a Coke. It could be any soda, right? If you think of the company Band-Aid, did you know that's a brand? That's not what they're actually called. It's a brand. How about you ever heard of Chapstick? Chapstick is a brand, right? But we all say chapstick when it comes to lip balm because they branded and marketed so well, they became the industry, they became the product. So in your town, when somebody says martial arts, when they say, like Coach Cam said, taxi service, HVAC, whatever your company does or is, who's the first person to come to mind? And if it's you, you've done a great job branding. Okay. So little case study here, guys. Tesla. Okay. Tesla. Who could tell me, if you want to unmute yourself, who could tell me what is their mission? You know they sell EV vehicles, right? But who can unmute themselves and tell me what is Tesla's mission? Why do they exist? Anybody know? Nobody knows? Is it just to sell EV cars? What is it? Nobody. Okay, listen, sustainable energy, right? The owner has this dream of life outside the planet, going to Mars, right? You know this stuff about this owner, but he sells electric vehicles. His mission is sustainable energy and to be able to get us off this planet and actually colonize Mars. That's his whole mission. Okay. How many of you guys know the mission of Chick-fil-A? What is Chick-fil-A's mission? Or when you think about their values or what they represent, can anybody tell me what it is? Hey, don't be afraid to unmute yourself and talk, guys. I like interaction on calls. I don't like just preaching. Okay. Who could tell me what is the values that Chick-fil-A represents? So good. Natalie said faith, right? What do you know about Chick-fil-A? They're not open on Sunday, right? So you know that about their company, but they just sell chicken sandwiches, but you know what their mission is. This is why it's important to know, why do you exist? Your business exists. Okay. How about when you think of Harley Davidson, right? What values come to mind? What do you think of? Anybody think of like freedom, right? Maybe rebel a little bit.
American made.
American made, yes, sir. Okay. These are all things that their company represents, but they just make a motorcycle. And arguably not the best motorcycle, right? So you've heard Cam and Red Dragon say before, it's not the best product wins, it's the best known product wins. Okay. For sure, Starbucks is not the best coffee, but the best known. Right. So going back to it, guys, for your businesses right now, how do you define your brand? It's your culture. Does your staff know what your company represents, what mission you're on, where you're trying to go, what impact on the local community that you want to represent, that you want to have? Do they know that? Okay. And are they in alignment with that culture, with that mission, what you're trying to do? Okay. So kind of going back, I wrote down some questions, and Cam actually already kind of went over this, which is perfect. Okay. I want you to write these questions down, and you do need to spend some time thinking about this. I've got some employees on the call right now. If I ask these questions and you don't know the company that you work in, you don't know the answers for your company, you need to find that out, have a little round table, you and the owner, and let's figure this out. So again, what does your company believe in? Write that down. What does my company believe in? Why does our company exist? What are the visual components that make up our brand? Is everyone in alignment with that visual component? Right? If you walk into my business and my staff is not wearing the brand, they don't look like the brand, it causes confusion, brand confusion. Every staff member should be in alignment with the brand culture. What do customers think of when they hear your company's name? What do they think of? Okay, so these are some very, very good questions. Take action on these questions. Execution trumps knowledge. Deep dive into the answers, and then communicate consistently with your staff and with your consumer, with your customer, your target market, your avatar. Consistently communicate the answer to those questions. And that is how you define your brand. Okay. All right, guys, let's go into marketing, which is probably a little bit more familiar with most of us. So marketing encompasses the strategies to build awareness of your company's products and services. So it's the strategies that you're going to deploy to bring awareness to your business, right? So Cam just talked about attention. Money follows attention. Marketing is getting that attention. And it doesn't just involve promoting your brand, guys, which is very, very important. It also is protecting your brand. You've heard Aaron say before that the only way to protect your brand is to grow. Only way to protect your business is to scale. You cannot stay small and protect your company. You have to promote and you have to grow. So marketing also protects your brand, protects your culture, protects your staff, and protects your customer. So what if have you ever thought of it that way before? That it's my duty, obligation, responsibility to promote, to market, because if I don't, we will fail to exist. Okay, maybe that's a little bit deeper connection that's going to take for you to make this a priority. So guys, any message that goes out into the world from your company, from your staff, from the owners is marketing. And we need to take careful consideration of our look, our image, and the messages that we are promoting. Okay, kind of going back, like I said, I see a lot of your social posts, things of that nature, and you're not mindful about the look that you're promoting when you push things out digitally. You're not mindful of the background, okay, of the cleanliness, of the look of what you're pushing. Remember, everything that you push out is a message on what your brand represents. So be very intentional about how you market. Okay. Customer service is marketing. Customer service is marketing. Right? You ever heard that, a happy customer may tell one person about your business, but an unhappy customer will tell 10. Right? So having service as a priority, senior to selling in your business, is marketing. But also marketing encompasses all the written materials, posters, handouts, social posts, relationships. That's all marketing. Okay. What I want you to also understand and take in consideration, guys, is how you structure your programs, how you structure your product, your service, and the pricing of that is also marketing, and it's part of your marketing plan. And we're going to talk about marketing plans here in a second. Most of you guys that I coach, we have all looked at our pricing and made adjustments recently. Most of us, okay? But the way that you price and structure your promotions is vital to your marketing and promotion success. So I want to talk to you guys about how do you create a marketing plan? How do you create a marketing plan? Number one, the success of your marketing efforts is a direct correlation of how good your marketing plan is and execution on that. Is your marketing haphazard? Like you're not really executing on any kind of plan. It's just when you think about it. Or do you actually have a formal plan? So I recommend that your marketing plan you look at a 12-month block, okay, a 1-year block. So January 1 to December 31st, you should have already taken your marketing and sales calendars and made a plan of action for the year. 12-month block. So it needs to be formally written out. Okay. Little reiteration here, but on that marketing plan, kind of goes back to your branding and your culture that we just talked about. On your marketing plan, make sure you answer these questions. Who are you? Who are you? What do you do? What problems do you solve? Who are your target customers? Now I'll go back over these because I know I'm moving fast. How do you plan to market to that target customer? So what channels are you going to focus on to get the attention of that customer? Here's a big one. If you haven't thought about this, what are the strengths of your business and your team right now? Where are they strong? because everybody has unique situation with their staff. Like some are good at certain things, some aren't good at other things. So you want to leverage the things that you and your company and your team are good at, obviously. But also, what are your weaknesses inside your company and with your team? Because that's an opportunity for growth. And that kind of goes back to, what are your opportunities that you see in front of you? And then lastly, what are the threats to your business? One of my mentors I like to look up to online, his name is Patrick Bet-David. He talks about 2024 is going to be the year of chaos. Man, haven't we seen that play out already in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? So the perception of chaos in our culture, in our country, could be a threat to our business. How do we plan for that? Some of you guys remember 2018. I mean, sorry, not 2018, but 2008, housing bubble, all this stuff, right? I live in a community where we had a lot of federal law enforcement agents and stuff that made up a huge population of my student base back then. And there was a period of time they didn't even get checks. There was a period of time they didn't even get paid from the government. And it absolutely affected my business. Now, I could not have had the foresight to see that coming, but now I understand how to handle that if it ever happens again. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. So kind of going back real fast. Okay. When you start to make your marketing plan, if you haven't already, you define who you are, what you do, who your target customer is. Let me speak to the martial arts people on the call. Okay. You got to understand who your target customer is. How many of you guys, small business owners, have a very limited marketing and advertising budget? You might have a limited amount of resources that you can use to market and advertise, right? So if you're scattered with your ideal customer, you're all over the place. I'm trying to service, 3-year-olds to 109 years old, right? Men, women, children, everybody. Okay, we're going to do fitness kickboxing, and we're going to do a Parkinson's class, and we're going to do all this stuff. Right? You understand you have a limited amount of resources and time to try to promote all these different things. It's a problem that I had when I was a younger owner. Like, I wanted, hey, martial arts is for everyone. I want to get everybody in the school. Okay. When I learned to zero in on exactly who my target market was, and then know what their problems are and what I'm solving for them, and double down on that, that's when my business blew up. Okay. And remember, brand strategy and marketing should increase loyalty to your business and long-term relationship. Okay. So does marketing ever stop once the person becomes, or the consumer becomes your client? Does it stop? Or should you continue marketing and branding and promoting to your current clientele? It should never stop. A lot of times we think of marketing is, hey, we're trying to go and get new customers in our 4 walls, into our business. You need to think about, how do you market internally to your loyal customer base to keep them long-term. Should always be educating your consumer on how to go deeper with you and the whys of your business, so they connect with your business. I'm going to talk about what I know, which is martial arts space. And why I've been telling you guys how important it is to talk about goals, and that the customer understands your processes and why they exist. So you're in alignment with your customer's goals and your goals as a business. And when you know who your target customer is, then you'll actually get good at saying no and understanding who they aren't. Okay. We know when somebody walks through our doors, is this going to be a client that we would want, a customer we would want? If it does not, if they don't have an alignment with what our company is all about and what we represent, I would rather send them to someone else. A good example would be in my business, if somebody comes in and says they want to learn how to fight. I want to be a UFC star. I want to learn how to fight. Okay. I'm okay with letting them know that, this is probably not the program for you. because this is who we are, this is what we represent, and this is what we're all about. And if you're cool with that, and that's what you want as well, then let's roll. Let's start a relationship. But if you just want to learn how to fight and your goal is to be a UFC fighting star, hey, I've got a buddy. That's exactly what he does. I'll be more than happy to connect you. Okay. Now, that's just one example from the business that I own. But we know who our target customer is and who they aren't. And I have a limited amount of resources to market and promote to that target market. And I put everything in, all my money, all my chips on the table towards that group. And I do not get distracted by all the other things that we could do. Okay. Another great tip for you guys is use your customers' insights in your business as part of your marketing strategy. And to understand, do they resonate with your brand? Do they even know what kind of brand you have, your culture of business? When's the last time you actually interviewed a client, a customer? Tell me about your experience with us. Why have you stuck it out with us? Why do you still choose to come and do business with us on a daily level, weekly level, monthly level? They're your best resource to tell you exactly how they feel about your company and what they feel like your company represents. And who is your ideal client inside your walls and your four walls? Who's your ideal customer? If you could take your top 10 customers and clone them, wouldn't that be amazing? Man, if we could just clone our top 10 customers, we'd have an amazing business. Because the top 10 customers is your ideal avatar. That's who you're after. Something you guys may have seen me do this past weekend, maybe saw a video or you heard me doing it. Like we spent $5,000 to bring a film crew in to video our top level clients, our top customers, to create a story around those students and those clients and those families that we're going to market to external people to drive attention towards our business on our ideal client, and also for the clients inside of our four walls, we're going to market that to them to create that loyalty to our business. We have like a competition team in our studio. And so we're going to be marketing our competition team internally throughout the year with these promotional videos that we're creating. Because they may not be ready this year to do this and go deeper with us, but next year they may be ready, or the year after, right? Hey, I remember when I first heard about that, you guys offered that. I wasn't ready this year. I'm not ready next year, but year 3, I'm ready, and they jump on board. But if you're not continually marketing and promoting your services and products to your current clientele, as well as externally, then you're missing out on opportunity in your business. You should be marketing and promoting things that don't even exist yet. Okay. Some of you guys on the call, I'm talking to the martial arts world. You've got other levels of programs that you haven't launched yet that you want to in the future, but you should already be marketing and promoting that now. It doesn't have to exist yet. You're educating your target market. Okay. And last thing, guys, on the marketing side of things, say last thing, got a few more things, but think about the 4 Ps. Everybody write these down. When you're coming up with your marketing strategy for the year, think about the 4 Ps. Your products that you offer. Do we need to eliminate something? Do we need to add a product or a service? That's part of your strategy. Or a new pricing tier or a new option. You need to think about, so the first one, P, is your product. The second P is your price. At least once a year, you should take a look at your pricing model and make sure that it serves your long-term goal and your goal for the year. I know a lot of people that I coach, they have these big goals, these high revenue goals, but their pricing structure doesn't support that. It's never going to happen until you get your pricing and your product in alignment. Okay, the next P is place. Obviously, most of us have brick and mortar. We know where the place is. So how do we drive attention to that place? What's around that place that we could leverage? And then finally, the last P is promotion, which is what tactics and strategies are we using to get attention? That's our promotion. Okay. A note I put on here is there is a smart way for a small business on a limited budget to focus its marketing efforts. There is a smart way to do that. Like I said, guys, if I only have a couple $1,000s a month to dedicate to my marketing advertising, then you have to be very, very smart about the way that you use those funds and surgical about the way you use them. You don't blow them. And you have to make sure you're targeting the right avatar, the right customer demographic. Okay. But here are the legs of your marketing plan that you need to have in place. Okay. Number one is grassroots efforts. Grassroots efforts. That is getting out in your local community and getting in front of people. Coach Cam said he went and did a presentation for a group of business owners. That's a grassroots effort that he did. Referrals is part of that grassroots effort. I have one of my clients who has done a really good job on referrals recently inside of his business. And every time he sells someone on the service, he immediately asks them, hey, who can you think about that would also benefit? And do me a favor, would you put us in a three-way chat to introduce us? And he's done it every single time they've enrolled someone or someone's went deeper and recommitted to them. He's asked that question, and they're starting to get more and more referrals now because it's top of mind with his employees and in the business. Referrals is part of your marketing strategy. Event marketing, trade show marketing, just like what Coach Cam did. Website optimization and pushing people to your website obviously needs to be part of that marketing plan. Email and text marketing must be part of your plan. Are you emailing and texting randomly sometimes, or is it all the time? And then social media obviously needs to be a big part of your marketing plan. For a lot of you guys on the call that I coach, the grassroots efforts, I'm telling you, is going to be the most bang for your buck. Okay. Cam said something earlier. Basically, the idea is you scale one person at a time. What if you can generate one new lead every day? One. You're telling me that you can't go meet one new person today. Okay. Scale one person at a time. When you don't have any money, that is the only way you grow a business. Okay. And it is not, how many of you I'm showing my age, right? How many of you guys know the movie Field of Dreams? Right? If you build it, they will come. That shit does not happen in business. Okay. It is not, if you build it and you make it look pretty, people are just going to show up and line up out the door. I thought that at one time. Man, I'm going to have this awesome school. Everybody's going to want to sign up. Everybody's going to want to come. It just does not happen that way. Like Cam said, a majority of your time needs to be spent on getting attention. Owners, managers on the call, every month you should measure the results of your marketing efforts, and then you should make adjustments on a monthly level. Okay, some of you guys have sent me in your battle plan for February. You should be looking at your results from December, what you have going on in January, making adjustments and prepping for February, right? That's exactly what we were doing. Okay. Please underline what I said earlier about marketing is not just for external customers. You need to think about your marketing plan to your customer base, your current customer base. How do you market to get people to go deeper with your business? Most of us have a business where we can't go super wide. We can't have 10,000 customers. Some of us on the call, we are limited on how many customers we can actually facilitate. So we need to really focus on how we can take them deeper in our services and our products. And we should start marketing and educating constantly on how they can get more committed and go deeper. Tell stories about students that have or customers that have gone deep with us and make them the rock stars. All right, guys, last part of this, guys, and I'm going to turn it over, is advertising. This is the easy part. Okay, this is the easy part because advertising is really a subset of marketing, and it's mostly focused on acquiring customers and driving sales through paying an external source to promote your brand and your business for you, right? If I pay a digital media company, a digital marketing company, that's advertising. Okay. If I pay for a newspaper article or a magazine article or to be in a school newsletter or whatever, that is advertising. That is one part of your marketing strategy. But for most of us as small business owners on this call, we cannot just focus on and rely on advertising alone. It will not get you the result that you need. Okay. The marketing, the grassroots strategies have to be a major part of the way you market your business. Okay. So when you think about advertising, think about online, think about, like I said, newspapers, magazines, posters, television, radio, and then not all advertising has to have a cost. Okay. PR and press releases a lot of times can be free advertising for your business. Everybody likes that free word, right? But are we capitalizing on free marketing, free advertising for our business through PR and channels like that? All right, guys, I know that was a lot of information. So I've got just a couple more minutes with you guys. I'd like to open it up. If anybody has any questions, let's dive in for about eight or 9 minutes. We'll answer some questions for you guys.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. So if you guys have questions, unmute yourself or actually raise your virtual hand. And what we'll do is we'll call on you guys to ask your questions for Coach Travis here on marketing. So raise your virtual hands if you guys got some questions. Let's rock. I know you got a lot of information, got a lot of notes over the past hour and almost a half now. Mr. Luke, you're up first. Let's go.
They seem very simple, but how do you do a press release? I've never done one. Don't know even where to start.
Yeah. So first thing you want to do is you want to look up obviously the outlets in your area, journalists, newspapers, news stations, things of that nature, and via email most of the time. And it's a volume game, Luke. So as many as you can push out to as many journalists and people in your area as possible, and then maybe one will hit. And it's one of those things where you might send something out for a certain event or something you have going on and no one picks it up, right? But you keep at it, and all of a sudden something hits. Okay, they're looking for stories, things of that nature. As far as the press release itself, super simple. Like don't overcomplicate it. So nice headline, tagline. I'll use what I know you guys just got, the demo that you guys just did for Johnson University, right? I would do some kind of big tagline about Premier Martial Arts supports Johnson University and performs at halftime show or something like that, whatever, right? And then you want just a couple sentences blurb about the performance and why you guys were there, why you were there supporting them. I think you guys sponsored their team or something like that. And then and maybe some pictures, a picture or two from the event, right? Doesn't have to be a lot, because what's going to happen is whoever picks it up, if they decide they want to run that story, they're going to change it anyway, right? And they're going to come in and add to it or whatever they want it to say.
So just make the email that we're trying to hit journalists with the actual press release then.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. Cameron was actually very good at that in the Augusta market with graduations and tournaments, things that we had. We had a pretty good relationship with people in that area.
And I would say with that too, when you guys are looking for who to send those press releases to, don't go after the, weekend news anchor or somebody like that. Like, go after the multimedia journalists, the people who are hungry looking for stories. Like, those are the people you want to go for. Don't go for like the main anchor or something like that. And you should send, honestly, like 2 to 3 or even 3 to 4 per station that you reach out to. Like, send it to multiple people within that same station, knowing that one of them is going to take a bite on it. Let's go, guys. Who else has a question? Raise your virtual hand there. Let's get you guys unmuted. This is your chance right now. There we go. All right, Mr. Brett, come on, sir. What you got?
Oh, yeah. What are our best practices for approaching other people with a big platform to get on their stage? Like, how do we get on somebody else's stage beyond just the press release or something like that? But anybody in our community who would be maybe a local influencer or anybody like that, what's the best practice to connect with those?
Yeah. I mean, always what's in it for them, right? If I go at the angle that I'm promoting them, Aaron's really good about this. You'll see him on his stories and stuff on Facebook. You'll see them always promoting other people's businesses and what they have going on and that sort of thing. So it's like always what's in it for them, right? If you support and help them out, they're more likely to support and help you out. Okay. So just making sure that you're promoting and supporting whatever individual platform, whatever you're trying to get involved with. Cam, do you have anything else on that? Because you've been on a few podcasts and gotten some attention that way.
I mean, yeah, it's just like you said, it always goes back to like, what am I bringing to the table to them? How do I also add value to them in the process? It goes back to collaboration, right? You're working together to build each other up. So what is it that you bring to the table that if you were able to get in front of their audience, it would provide value to their audience, not just from the standpoint of, hey, let me just get in front of your people to promote myself, but hey, by me getting in front of your people, here's where I can add value to them based on my story, based on my experience and what I bring to the table. Always come from the level of service first in that sense.
Do you have someone in mind, Brett?
No, we have a few local businesses kind of around us who I've been trying to work with. Our local Chamber of Commerce just disbanded this past year, and in January they're kind of starting that up again, a different thing, and trying to position myself to be. I was already, our school was the big draw at every event that we held last year. So I'm trying to position myself to be the big draw at these events again.
Gotcha.
But I'd like to kind of reach past that. So there's a couple of like moms groups in our areas and some local churches and things like that I'd like to get in front of. But I just want to be able to get like on those stages and get in front of those people.
So a lot of that ties in, but like going back to the idea of what is your mission? What is your company's mission? What do you guys stand for? What do you represent? Right? Do you have that defined clearly? Does that make sense? Because if I can go to someone and I can define exactly what our mission is and what we're trying to do to serve our community, you understand? Then I may be propped up on a platform because I'm in alignment with that individual, right? Like Cam said, now we're in collaboration. Okay. It can't be, hey, I just want to promote my business, right? It's like, hey, here's what we stand for. This is our mission. This is why we're trying to reach out, right? And we think we'd be a good partnership because your platform has the same values and mission as ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, one last question before we continue on here. Who's got the last question for us on this session? We'll have some more time a little bit later for you guys to ask questions as well. So make sure you're writing those down so that way when the opportunity comes up, you're ready to raise that virtual hand and get it going. Last call. All right, Coach Travis, any last words you want to say from your topic, and then we'll continue to move on from there, sir?
No, I mean, just guys, like Coach Cam said, okay, getting attention must be your number one priority every single day. Not just, it does not start at the top with just with the owner, but it's also every single person inside in four walls, your staff, everyone has to be trying to get attention and promote your business. The importance of getting alignment with your staff, knowing your brand, knowing their goals and what they're trying to reach, all that is part of being able to spread the word about your company, right? So everything that we just talked about is kind of symbiotic together. It all works together, so that way you guys can push your culture, your mission, your message, and then you get a team behind you that supports that and helps you with that mission. And Aaron has been phenomenal with making sure that our team, he's always been like this, knows what mission he's on and where he's going. And so we're behind him. We're behind the mission. He always says, be mission driven, not paycheck driven. Okay. And it is the truth. And when you get very clear about your brand, what you guys are about, who you serve, and what mission you're on, and you get clarity within your organization with your staff and what their mission and what their goals are, that's when it all comes together and it makes it a little bit easier to get attention.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks, Coach Travis, for your time and your wisdom and the value you brought to the table for everybody today. A lot of great notes, a lot of great content in there for us as well. And guys, we're going to shift gears now. We're going to bring it to the Red Dragon himself. We're going to go to Aaron here, the CEO of Rise USA, and he's going to be talking to you guys here. So get ready, take some notes, Let's make it happen. Test 1, 2, 3. You guys can hear me? Travis, you got me? Hey, Travis, I like that hat. I like that one. I got the all white one. I like that, the way it looks on you. Looks good. Hey, that was some great information. I've got, first of all, thank you guys for joining us on a Sunday. It's playoff Sunday. Football is going on right here in Knoxville. My daughter's in one of the rooms down the hall here. We're expecting 6 inches of snow. Now, I know for you guys up north, that's like nothing, but 6 inches, I don't think I've ever seen in my life. Well, side note, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, it's Sunday, church day. I've been to church today. But I'm going to go over, guys, 10 tips with you at 6 p.m. Eastern. God willing, technology works right. You guys are going to get an email from us with a PDF file for you to download with these 10 tips in there. Now, they're designed not to be really tips for you just to read, be excited about. They're designed for you to actually execute. I'm going to cover them with you right now, and then I'm going to give you personal examples. And this relates to marketing, but we're going to talk about scaling your business through marketing. Okay, so and I think I know most of you guys personally. So I'm going to start off with this, so a little personal story, and we'll do Q&A at the end of this. Please, please, please. Question's going to pop in your head. I was in church today. Okay. Matter of fact, I think, is Luke on the call right now?
Yes, sir.
Luke went to church with me today, right? And they're talking about the book of Luke for 6 months, okay, and not the Luke that's on the call. And I'm listening to the sermon, but it didn't actually connect with me about the sermon. It actually triggered other things, right? I started thinking about other things that I heard that apply to something totally different in my life. So I might say something right now, and it might not apply to the actual message I'm telling you. It might trigger something else in your head, and you're gonna have to jot down that question and bring it up. Matter of fact, like I just heard Brett ask a question, you can bring up the questions again. Sometimes you got to ask 3, 4, 5 times. One, so we hear it more clearly. One, so we've understood you. But really, sometimes for you to make sure you're being clear with your questions. So 10 tips, I've got them right here. I'm going to read them through and go through and give you personal examples, but you're going to get an email from me today. Download it. Okay, save that. A couple quick things. Do not share this information anywhere else. This is for you guys who paid to be on this private call. It's just for you. What I need you to do is apply this. Either it's applying to your current business model where you are right now, somewhere you're going into the future, somewhere you maybe in your personal life. Everyone thinks about marketing, right? And when we think about sales and marketing just in your personal experience of business, but marketing is done all through life. Okay. I was explaining this to my daughter yesterday. I took her to Target. And like what you wear, how you put yourself into the world is a form of marketing. It's your brand. Okay. So there's branding, there's marketing, there's advertising. Those all kind of get lumped together. You guys get confused about that. But what you wear, okay, the shoes you wear, it's a form of marketing about what you want to represent, right? What you're trying to tell the world. Where you go to eat, where you go to church, who you do business with, who's your circle of influence, right? You've got to be very wise in your personal life because it does affect everything else. Social media being a currency of the world. All it takes is to put something on social media, and this doesn't apply to just a 15-year-old kid. 40-year-old people do dumb stuff on social media. Okay. They start posting stuff on there to be passive aggressive towards someone. And immediately you like, it takes the person to a different level. You see them in a different light. So you just got to be very cognitive of how you're marketing yourself, not just professionally, but also in your personal life. Okay. So let me explain this about marketing. Branding, just to be clear about this, branding would be the things that you see in the movies. You'll see the Coke can, and they're not even marketing Coke, but it's just sitting there. And it sometimes doesn't even say Coke. It's just kind of the image of the can. You may see the red can with the little swirl. You don't have to see it. You're attaching to it. Okay. That's branding, right? They've done such a good job. You see a can, you know what it's about. Right now, I see all the stuff about Stanley Cups. Okay. My daughter had to get one, and then the company's been around forever, but they're doing a good job. Now they've had a great brand, and then they've pivoted a little bit about how they're marketing to the world, but they had to have a strong brand first. So branding and marketing, two different things. And then advertising is obviously when you're paying to play. Okay. And then when you're great, you put all 3 things together and it becomes a very systemized thing. So let me explain this. And this will be on the tips we go through here in a minute. I had a conversation with my dad a couple days ago. My dad's in business. He's the one obviously that gave me kind of maybe the entrepreneur bug, the one I kind of work for myself and figure things out. And obviously, as a son, your goal, I think, for most of us, is to hear those words one day from your parents, which anybody know those most powerful words you can hear from your parents? You know what those are, Cameron?
Proud of you.
Right. I'm proud of it. Those are the most powerful words you can hear from a mom or a dad, right? It's the same version of I love you in a lot of ways, but something about being proud. And I wanted to achieve that in business. Sitting there having a conversation with my dad. The difference is I continue to grow. I continue to move forward in my thought and understanding about business to see a future, to see a vision. and he became stagnant in seeing business, right? He's gotten great at technical and tactical of what he's doing, right? He can block and tackle those things, but scaling, marketing himself, going beyond just the box, so to speak, he has a hard time seeing it. So we had a conversation, and maybe you've had this kind of happen to you. You're having a conversation with someone and you just know that there's no reason to argue with this person. There's no reason to try to prove them right or to prove them wrong. So it ends up being, yep, okay, I'm with you. Absolutely, yeah. Kind of like that with my dad the other day, right? And it's because there was no reason of trying to change a 65-year-old man's idea and thoughts when he sees the example of how it works all the time. He's just kind of stuck in that. But his idea was, why would you invest money? Why would you invest time? Why would you invest energy into doing certain things when you don't necessarily know exactly the return? You don't know that immediately. If I spend $1,000, I get $10,000. Well, because in marketing, a lot of times you're going to invest time more than money. You're going to invest your time more than money, which then sometimes slows the process down, but the payoff's going to be bigger. And he doesn't understand the collaboration game. He doesn't understand how to invest energy now and money now and time now when the payoff is going to be 6 months or 6 years down the future, which is why he gets a certain level of business and gets stuck there. Okay. So you have to first understand before we even go through technical skill sets in your personal life or your professional life, if you've been doing the same thing the same way for a period of time and getting good results, maybe even great results, and it's working, good, that's awesome. But to go from there to the next level, it is going to require a new you, right? I use the analogy, you have to kill the old version of yourself to become the new. I can't go sit in that chair over there by staying here. I have to move my body. I have to move towards something. And so normally that means being uncomfortable. Normally that means being resistant, and you have to fight that. So as I go through some of this stuff and apply it to your personal life or your professional life, talking about marketing, how you put yourself out in the world, if it's uncomfortable to you, you cannot just delegate that out to someone else. You have to at least understand enough so you can do it, teach it, be about it, if you need to go to a new level, a new height in your business. Okay, so you're going to get this email from me. The first thing on here is going to say, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to read everything verbatim because you're going to have this. I'm just going to give you the bulletin points so that way when you, and I'm going to go through the example, but when you read this, I want you to have the story here of what we're talking about, be able to apply it to the message you're getting later today. Okay, so the first thing that comes in marketing is you need a big, bold claim. All right, now at our company, or the companies that are going to be operating from this office, we're going to be updating these big, bold claims through the whole year. Okay, so you should have a personal, big, bold claim. What is yours? Mine is right now, over the next 8 years, my personal net worth will be $100 million. Okay, it's scary to say out loud because it sounds stupid, ridiculous, it's impossible. I know what it is currently right now. I know what I have to get to. Okay, so I got 8 years, actually less than 8 years. I got 7.5 years to get there, and I've got things working against me. Okay, I can't do that alone. I need people. I need people, lots of people. And obviously, when we put in goals and dreams in people's hands, there's skill sets they don't have, and you have to lead from inspiration. That's a whole nother challenge. Then the market. Oh, we're going to a presidential election year. There's going to be so many different challenges. It's about to snow for 6 inches, which means, oh, tomorrow's a holiday. There's not going to be anything but challenges along the way. Okay, so that being said, the $100 million net worth is such a big, hairy, scary goal. From where I came from, it seems impossible, but now I know it's just a mathematical equation. So that one, big, bold claim. That's my personal one. Obviously, that doesn't tie to business, right? And so the big, bold claims in businesses, right now we're looking for 100 business owners to be part of this current year that get to $1 million or more. Most of you guys on this call probably have not done $1 million in business in a 12-month period of time before. That should be step one. Come from a martial arts background. To me, all right, people think white belt is the first belt. It's not. Okay, I've got a book coming out that will be probably April 1. We're going to use the analogy of belts in the book, and it talks about that black belt is the first belt, not white belt. White belt, yellow belt, orange, these are creations, so you see where you are to the process of your first rank black. Then the goal is to become an expert, then a master, then a grandmaster, right? There's process to it. So in business, to me, step one is sign of success, which means you've gone through your basic belts, right? And you've quote unquote mastered the basics. You've earned your first black. That'd be $1 million in revenue in a year. And if you can't do that in 12 months or 24 months, to me, it's a leadership lid. It's a math lid. It's a confidence lid on the person at the top of the business. Is there a business model you might be running that can't do $1 million a year? Maybe.
but maybe you're thinking about it completely wrong. Okay, so big, bold claim. In your business, what is your big, bold claim that you can put out there to the world that scares you, that keeps your brain working at night, trying to pull you in? That is a marketing play. It will attract people to you. People like success. Okay, imagine we're in playoff season right now. I'm not sure who's playing today, by the way, because I'm focused on what I'm doing. All right, I recognize I spent lots. I love football. Okay, don't say Aaron doesn't like football. He doesn't. No, I do. I will watch some at some point. But I would used to dedicate a Sunday during football season and the NASCAR season off when wasn't football season, 6, 8, 12 hours of a day watching the pregame stuff on ESPN or Fox Sports, and then watching the stuff post and just watching all the games. And then all you've done is entertained yourself. You've been entertained. That's it. Okay. And then you want to know why you don't have the things in life that you want. You can't drive where the car you want to, have the house you want to. Look, I'll talk about buying a car. I bought a car yesterday. Okay. Like, why did I do that? From my phone. It's pretty cool how you buy that, by the way. We'll talk about that yet later in the big bold, when we get past the big bold claim thing. So your big bold claim has to be so like forward focused that you're so pulled forward that you won't waste time on football because you're driven. Your brain can't turn off. You'll move to a bigger office that quote unquote you don't need. Why would you spend that money? Like my dad says, why would you invest that money? Why do you hire staff? Why don't you just keep it all for yourself? Because I see the dream, I see the vision, I see the purpose. And so you have to keep leaning forward. You have to commit first, figure the rest out later type thing, 7 days a week, not just when it feels good. Okay. So your big bold claim. Write down right now, give you guys about 2 minutes. Personal life. What's your big bold claim? And give yourself a timeline. It's not for my life. Okay. What's your big bold claim personally? What is your big bold claim in your business? And then it needs to be public. It needs to be public. How do you do something publicly, right? Right now, everyone has their phone, your computer. You go on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever form you want to go on. And that is literally a stage that you step on and say, hey, world, boom. If you got any of your stuff set to private, change that or get off social media. Okay, because it's called social media for a reason. Well, I don't want people to see my stuff. Then don't put nothing out there, because that stuff lives forever. Just send it direct to someone, or don't do it at all. But now you're on a virtual soapbox and you're telling the world exactly where you're going, not where you've been. Quit looking into the past. Okay, quit pulling the past to the present and staying trapped there, because that's a form of marketing as well too. Okay, that's a form of marketing as well too. So. Big bold claim, give you guys a few minutes to write that down. If anybody has one they want to put in the chat box here, go ahead and start making a public thing. Let's drop it in there, okay? Big bold claim for your personal life and for your business. By the way, if you're a parent, you should be making big bold claims for your kids and help pulling them forward. My commitment right now, here's a big bold claim. I have not been the father I really want to be, okay? I have not led as strongly as I like to. I've been a little passive in that department, right? Because I have a hard time understanding being strong and confident and leading to being hardcore. You know, my dad was super like push down type thing. It worked, but not everybody gets the same, like doesn't need the same skill set. So I need to pull my daughter closer to me, but also make sure that she's not, you know, settling in her life. I got to be better at that. And I got to figure out new skills in that department as well too. But look, most people won't even claim that out loud. They won't say that to people. Okay. What could you go today on social media and claim to the world that actually has a timeline that pulls you forward, that would be inspirational, that somebody wants to come along and support your journey along with you, okay? Got anything posted in there?
I just put mine.
I love the
there.
brick, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Can't remember if you got
Just
something
stick
off
that up.
there. We got some in there?
I put mine in there. Waiting
Yeah.
on everybody else to put theirs in.
Sweet, love it. Okay, I got it
It's
marked
a
right here.
big bold claim, guys. Big bold claim.
So, and so here's the thing, guys. These calls, the design for these calls is we're limiting the amount of group. The next one we do like this in February, we're gonna do a session together. We'll have a breakout room session. So you'll go to smaller groups and we'll workshop stuff in this breakout session. Then we'll come back to a teaching lesson, and then we'll break back out. So these are designed not just to be lectured to, okay? These will also be recorded. They're gonna go on to a website that you'll have access to in the future later on this year. But you're going to get right now these notes. I'm reading from the notes you're going to get emailed today, but you're getting depth to them, right? So instead of just reading a bullet point, we're not going to release this anywhere else. Do not share it with anybody else as well too. And by the way, if you share anything today on social media from this, You can put clippets or snips in there, make sure you tag us in there, but don't drop a lot of content. This is stuff just for you. And we're going to bring you higher level content in these calls.
Emma Smith says $2 million in sales volume in 2024.
I like it. I love it. Okay. I mean, I might be just one deal. Right? We're working on
One deal
right now. So understand, guys, that like you got to be confident and comfortable when you're not, even if you're faking it, saying things out loud. And you got to use it. I'm gonna tell you, it's worked for me so many times. I say something out loud. Some of you guys have seen me do this. I say it out loud, and then my brain, my mind, my body, everything's moving forward. Okay, even like this office. We'll talk about speed of decision making in a second. So first of all, anybody else put anything?
20 million in sales, her correction. 40 million in real estate ownership by age 48 from Luke.
Okay, got it. So you need a big bold claim, but most people only think about this in their business. You need a personal one too. Some people call these things mission statements, right? I'm not sure if any of this shows up.
It does.
Speaking of which, this, by the next call you guys do with us, we will not have any piece of crap whiteboard. We got a 75-inch. I'm not sure how big 75 inches is. I've never seen that much size.
Oh my gosh.
But 75-inch screen that I can use my fingers on and stuff. So it'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay. But you need a personal big bold claim. And because here's the thing is, people need to be attracted to you. If you're going to go hardcore in business, if you're going to go hardcore in your life, we're meaning like you want something different. There's a reason why you guys are sitting with us right now on a Sunday on this call. It's because you don't want the average life. You want something exceptional, all right? Extraordinary. You want something a little bit different, right? You want to be able to take people to dinner and not worry about the money or go on a trip. I saw somebody I know personally I go to church with, and because of the extended holiday, no school on Friday this past week, no school on Monday, probably no school on Tuesday. She took her kids, 4 kids to Disney World. I'm like, just on a whim. How cool would that to be? To be like, let's go on a plane, let's roll. All right. I should have done that yesterday with my daughter. So you need this. You need like your mission statement for your business. And you're not gonna have and by the way, personal life too, not just business, but you don't need it to be all buttoned up and PC and sound like it's a bunch of hokey stuff that's not real. Yours needs to be real to what you actually want, and you got to be comfortable saying it out loud, right? And you are going to mature, and what's going to happen is this needs to be updated. This mission statement, these big bold claims need to be updated because you'll get closer to it, and you don't wait till you achieve it before you go to the next one. As you're working towards it, as you're getting close to approaching it, you add the next one. Okay, so let's just make sure, if nothing else on the end of this call, your best form of marketing is telling the world what you're going after. In your business, what you're going after. In your personal life, what you're going after. That is marketing. Costs you no money. Facebook's free. Your friends, if you got friends, you got family, everyone should know what you're going after. Okay. This is going to open up so many doors just by doing this, and you don't even recognize it. Okay. I heard you guys talking about collaboration earlier. We're going to go through that in a minute on these notes. But please understand, if you don't remember anything from this call, you forget everything you heard from Cameron and Travis. Okay. Please start telling people, the world, where you're going. What is your mission? How are you driven? It will attract energy. It will attract people. It will attract business. It will attract opportunity. Okay. And that's a form of marketing. So above and beyond anything else, you forget everything else I'm about to go through. That's just tip number 1 right now. Let's just make sure that we're making big, bold claim. All right. Anybody else put anything in there? Everybody's take a shot.
You got some stuff in here. You got a long one there. $1 million in business revenue, speak on stages, truly understand relationships, and make personal brand as well. Recognize brand. I'm assuming that's his brand.
Actually, I remember what I was going to tell you in the office a minute ago. I'll tell everybody right now. Cameron.
Yep. Travel to 3 countries around the world, have life-changing experiences this year. $10 million in personal assets, preparing to leverage to $50 million in 48 months.
Love it. Now, by the way, I heard someone whoever said that in 48 months, like always put a timeline to it.
Yep.
It creates pressure. You've heard about this. Pressure makes
diamonds.
Pressure makes diamonds, right? Or it
bust pipes.
Bust on pipes. Okay. So, but if you don't have a timeline, for example, what if I said, hey, I'm going after $100 million net worth, and I'll put a timeline? There's no pressure. But when I say, I see this post a lot of times with a meme or whatever. It's like, hey, if you say you got all day to clean a room, or if you got 30 minutes to clean a room, either one, you're going to be right. Right. But I remember, so I'm going to write the biggest check of my life to one individual this current year. Okay. One of our events right now, we already have contact. We're trying to secure dates, but there's 2 people I'm trying to go after that I've already spoken to their teams. And each one will be a six-figure check after right for them to come speak at an event. Okay. But one of them that I was mentioning to Cameron in the other room, he has this alter ego of himself. Right. This kind of goes back. I was telling Cameron about a story from church. This guy has an alter ego version of himself that's in the future, older version of himself that he has a name to, that he uses for advice from himself. Now that sounds super crazy. Why would you not just go get advice from a coach or someone like that? Well, of course you do that. But sometimes the best version to actually consult you will be your future self. So imagine right now, I'm 42 years old. If I could have gone back to Aaron at 32 and said, Aaron, here's what your life's going to do. Here's where you're going to miss the beat. Here's where you're going to make a mistake. Here's what you're going to do right. Not just all the problems. Here's what you're going to do right. If I could have gone back to the 10 years and actually been able to, here's the thing is, I didn't listen to my dad all the time. I didn't always listen to my coaches all the time, even though they were both right. Sometimes you're just resistant because you just want to prove yourself right. You probably would listen to yourself if that future version of yourself could go back in the past and you say, man, you're me. Okay. So why not create this version of yourself? It makes a lot of sense that you've got the 75-year-old version of yourself who's already lived the life that you wanted, had checked all the boxes that you're going after, is able to come and speak to you right now. Right. Use whatever method that works for you that you can actually sometimes not be in your own way. So the reason why you're scared to make the big bold claim, because you're embarrassed. You're embarrassed because you don't know how to actually do it yet. Make sure you put that word yet in there. You're afraid you're going to fail. You're going to afraid that people are going to laugh at you, mimic you, pick on you, bully you, whatever it might be. Or you're afraid to be honest about it. So you tell a different version of what your big bold claim is. It's not really what you want because you're just trying to sound hip and cool and like everybody else. Look, for the karate world, we always measured how many students you're going to have in your business or how much money or blah, 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 square foot. I mean, I wanted this big square footage school. I don't want any of that stuff. I didn't want any of that stuff, but that's all I knew because that's all everybody would always talk about. Okay. So just imagine when you go to do this, where are you actually being sincere, real, honest, because you get one life. And if you're going to market to the world to maybe help you in business or to maybe create accountability for you in your personal life, you better be real about it because you're going to get the things in life you ask for. And when you ask for vague things, you're going to get vague things. Okay. All right. Moving on. Do I have something to wipe this down with?
Yes, we got some paper towels.
And we're gonna get that. We need a big old, what's that called? We got colors over there too.
Huh?
Can't wait to get this board. I was like
I
swiping.
know, right? It's sick.
Here you go. Look at that. This is old fashioned way right here, guys. You know what's cool is, Cameron, everybody who's on this call right now, they're in our startup phase. They're almost with our startup phase.
That's right.
Okay. So like I want everybody to make note that you're on the call today, January 14th, 2024. Okay. 1 month from Valentine's Day, guys. That's the smart marketing. Hopefully, hopefully you guys are getting ready for Valentine's Day. By the way, I hate Valentine's Day. It's a great marketing scheme. No one should tell me when to buy flowers from someone. I should be able to do it when I want to do it, when I want to do it. That's called freedom. That's what I'm chasing.
Amen.
Chasing some freedom. Okay. Don't tell me what I got to do. Let me do it when I want to do it. All right. Next one. By the way, that was already a good bit of time, and we only got 1 out of the 10. So we got some time here. Okay. You might need a bathroom break. You guys are at home anyway, right? All right. Next one. This is about marketing to scale your business. You need to expand your product or your service. Okay. Menu. If you're going to scale, you need to expand this because if you're going to market anything, you've got to have the wisdom to see the future, so you know what to market. Because the world's going to shift on you, change on you. Okay. So like in this company, we started with one product, one service, and now we've expanded to having multiple, right? And each one of these product and services has a tree underneath it as well too. And why is that important? Because if you become stale in your product and service and you don't expand the knowledge base of what you're giving out to the world, right? If it's an actual physical product or a service that you're providing, you limit what you can actually market to the world. If you have one product or one service, you only have one thing to market. And so you're only going to hit one demographic. Okay. So where do you have the opportunity to expand right now what you currently have? Now, please hear what I'm saying very, very clearly. I'm not asking you to get outside of the box and do something completely different that fits your business model. And this is where people make mistakes. They start adding a bunch of stuff because they need revenue. And then their story shifts about what their business is about because it doesn't actually all go together. All right. So the deal in business is this: you need to create opportunity to have tried and true old, quote unquote, old usability systems and services that you go pitch to new customers. It's not about having new product and service to go to the same customers. So when I say that, and I say expand your market, this is where people make a mistake. They're like, well, you said don't create something new, but you said expand. What that analogy is don't go something new where you add in, like you're a lawn care service, okay? If you want to add in pressure washing, those kind of go hand in hand because it's a service with the house, right? If you're a plumber and you want to add HVAC, or if you're HVAC and want to add plumbing, those kind of go hand in hand. But if I'm a lawn care company, and then all of a sudden I want to go into doing haircuts, all right, that's probably not the right thing to add on for a new product or service. They have to kind of fit in the same wheelhouse. So where can you add? Oh, my notes went away. Where can you add new products, service that stay in the wheelhouse, that expand your ability to market either to your current clients to go to the next level, or to go to a lateral product if they need to, or go deeper with the product, or you're trying to attract a new customer base that you couldn't hit before because you didn't have the right thing, right? We created some stuff inside this company that will be a lower cost ticket item that doesn't get a lot of value for what we really want them to get for us, but just to get their foot in the door, right? They're paying a couple $100 to be on a call occasionally, right? They're paying just to be on this call today. Some of you guys, maybe that's all you're doing with us, is this call right here today, and that's it, right? You paid a couple $100 to be on this call today, and that's all you're getting from us. But that's a way to stay frequent in front of you. So eventually you want to go to the next level. We had to expand our product menu items so we can service our current customers better, but also so we could attract new people to that. Okay, so where's your opportunity for your menu to be enhanced right now? Now, when should you be looking at your menu of items? I mean, if not monthly, right, quarterly, I'll look at mine every single day. 7 days a week, I'm looking at what can we improve the pricing on, improve the value on the pricing, add on a menu item. Okay, and I use the word menu, I'm not talking about a restaurant, I'm talking about like, hey, what is that I got to stack on inside this company to give another opportunity for current or for someone else? That you have to have, because it creates marketing opportunity to hit a new arsenal of people, even if those new people are the ones that are already inside your business. Okay, so start thinking about this right now. Here's your exercise. I'll give you guys I'm giving you 2 minutes right now. Make a note somewhere that I talk about speed here in a minute. Speed on decision making. So right now, 2 minutes, I'm literally going to time you guys. I want you to start jotting down everything that you believe you don't currently have. I don't want you to put details. Just what do you don't have in your business that you know you need to have in your business? Do you need a longer term program? Do you need something with more depth to it in program? Do you need something more specialized? What is it? Don't think about price point. Don't think about the details. 2 minutes on the clock. Just start writing down every random thing that comes to your mind. What menus do you need to add either to your product or service line? And literally 2 minutes starts now. Let's go. Start writing it down. Okay. And then document this process too. Love it. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. I see James Cox on there. You need to feed me, baby. 90 seconds. Mm-hmm. $60 seconds. Here, let's go.
4 real estate properties by age 35.
Say it again.
Real estate properties by age 35.
Okay.
Chasing after.
Let's go, baby. 35 seems like so long ago. What do you mean?
So far away.
I was saying, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's 10 years for me.
Man, I was worried I was going to have too little. I'm going to end up having too much stuff. I'm going to have to do a longer call. I'm going to have to go a little longer today. All right, last few seconds, guys. Now, here's my second part to that. Don't do this now. Okay, you guys wrap up next few things. if you couldn't write down 10 things to add to your company right now, like services or products, you probably struggle with some creativity ability. That's a skill you have to work towards, right? If you're the CEO of the company, if you're running the show, if you're the man or the woman in front of the company, you can't just start jotting off ideas of things to add to your program. You suffer from some creativity bandwidth. You need to make sure that you actually, this would be my next thing I tell you, especially if you're on this call, a lot of you guys paid for the season pass. You need to be physically at every event you can. You should be in Miami next week. Okay. I changed my flights a little bit around today. So don't tell me it's expensive to fly there. Fly the cheapest airline you got to, get in a car, rent a car. Don't let money ever be the excuse. Okay. I'm going to talk about, listen, you've got to be so far bold and big and bold in your beliefs and your claims that you'll overcome any obstacle, because you believe once you get there, you're going to be able to solve a lot of problems. So you jot down, if you can't do that, you need some creative help, and you got to put yourself in the right circles. Okay. If you're the intrapreneur, I think Cameron talked about that a little bit earlier. If you're the intrapreneur, if you're the employee in the business, there's two kinds of employees. Those employees they're there to get the check. And there's the intrapreneur who's that, hey, this is going to be my company one day. Okay. And so you act as if it is from day one, not on day, oh, now I got the title, now I'll act that way. The guy told me 2 months ago, oh, now that you tip me so well, now I'm going to give you my best service. Why not just give me the best service anyway? Okay. So two kinds of employees, which one are you if you're on this call? Obviously, if you're investing the time on this call on a Sunday, you're probably an entrepreneur. You're seeing it as if it's your business. If you do that, or one day it will be. Okay. You make yourself irreplaceable when you do that. So when you put these ideas down there and you jot them down, now, not right this moment, 24 hours from now, 12 hours from now, if you can't sleep, right? You look at them again, and then you start saying, no, that one needs to be detailed more. No, that's not. Now you look at them. First exercise, just jot down everything that comes to your mind as fast as you can. Don't even think. You're writing down. So in 2 minutes, you couldn't write down 10. You wrote down 1. You're in your head. Okay. When you're in your head, you become dead, right? You're overthinking. Okay. You think along, you think wrong. So you just jot it down. If you got 10 or more, great. Good on you. Now, 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours from now, especially if you're snowed in like we're going to be, you start looking at them, and then you start detailing them out, and you figure out where you need to put those in your business. And then the speed of which you get those to actually be a product and service in your company will determine how successful you're going to be. Okay, so next one. This is about marketing. Okay, these can apply to a lot of different ways, but I want you to understand, it's like when you add a product or service, you create another window of people that you can now go market to attract new customer base. Even if sometimes that new customer base is current people already that you're putting in a different vehicle inside your business. So next one would be leverage technology. Leverage tech. Now, as soon as I say the word tech, we're going to think phones, internet, AI, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But leverage technology could be literally right now. We've got a camera, got a little whiteboard up here. It doesn't have to be fancy, is what I'm trying to tell you, right? We could do this right here, which we're going to go. The cool thing is, for you guys coming to Miami, by the way, for those who are coming to Miami, drop it in here that you're coming. I just want to see who's coming. For you guys coming next week, first of all, will not be snowing there. Okay. If it does, I think the world's over. It will not be snowing there. The difference is, even when we go through this kind of stuff, we're going to be able to, because we're designing these to be small group method. Okay. We're going to be able to go directly to how to apply this to your business where you are right now. So Cameron can have a lawn care company. I can have a lawn care company. He's been in business 10 years. I've been in business 1 year. He's got 50 employees. I got 5. How do we apply the same messaging 2 different ways? Okay. So we'll be able to do that next week. Now, but we're using tech to be able to get information to you right now, because some of you guys won't be traveling. Some of you guys actually need to hear this thing 3 times. So you're gonna hear it today. You might hear it next week, and then you're gonna need another on a coaching call down the road, right? We're building a classroom inside here. Okay. The first rendition of this classroom will sit 24 people inside that room. We're going to scale it to 40 people, probably about 45 days after that. And that's a form of tech, meaning we're going to have people come in. We're going to have technology through materials that they'll get through video content like we're recording right now. So it doesn't have to be something fancy. Everybody thinks I got to have an app. I got to have my website's got to be all buttoned up where all this kind of stuff. No. Speed of execution is what's going to matter. Okay, so how do you leverage a technology device of some kind to get more people hitting your messages more consistently? If you're the CEO of your company and you've got 2 locations, how are you using tech to make sure that you're communicating the right vision and message to all the team members, right? The staff. And the staff needs to be communicating that message to the clients. The clients are actually communicating that message to the community, right? So it trickles down. So if you're having to always be there in person to do the meeting or to shake someone's hand or to stand in front and talk to them and you're not leveraging technology, it's going to limit the speed at which you get to scale, which means your ability to market yourself to the community, because that's how it trickles down, is going to be very, very limited. Okay. So how are you leveraging technology?
Emma Smith, Brett Thompson, Dan Fabuza, Michael Reed, Holly, Francis. See you guys in Miami.
Yeah. So on tech, for example, and just talk about what we're doing here. We just, matter of fact, Cameron's got a call at 10 o'clock tomorrow. We just started a new CRM that we're launching for all our team, and it's going to be one to keep us more accountable for when you guys are working with us. So we keep a database, right? That'll be in the cloud that when Travis is coaching someone, I get live information updates automatically. But also for me, running this firm right here, all right, a CEO, and then I have my CEO right in front of me. When someone gets onboarded, we have a new staff member starting on Tuesday. We have another one starting on February 1st. They're going to get their onboarding documents instead of in print. They're going to get them virtually. They'll get their handbook. They'll sign that. They'll get their releases. They'll sign that all virtually, but it stays in their file, and they can access that when they need to know. Okay, well, what days are that we get paid for holidays, for example? Because that's what staff members want to know, right? What's my benefits package? They sign it all at the beginning. They forget it's going to be in a file. How are you leveraging technology so you don't physically have to be there and sign everyone up when they get onboarded? Right? Because here's the thing is if you have a big vision, a big bold claim, you're going to need a lot of people to get there. Okay. And when you try to stay small on people because you're trying to be cheap with money because you don't have the money, you're not going to get there. Okay. You have to continue to invest into the future, which will be one of our tips here in a minute, how we do that. Okay. So how are you going to leverage technology and what is your options for doing that? Now, I think Luke's on this call. He asked me a question about like, hey, if it's going to snow, what do we do? I says, here's my plan. I don't wait to find out what's going to happen. One, I'm going to follow what the school systems do because that's what most parents are going to expect when you're in a martial arts program like this. But I'm going to go ahead and schedule a Zoom class, a virtual class. I'm going to go ahead and put on the calendar. I'm going to go ahead and email everybody. Hey, parents, let you know we're closed tomorrow for, or not, they're not closed for Martin Luther King, but tomorrow is Martin Luther King. You guys are out of school. We are open for tomorrow. However, it might be snowing 6 inches. And so we already have this 6 p.m. or 6:15 virtual class. Choose what's best for you and then operate both, right? And then have Tuesdays set up, have Wednesdays set up. If kids are out of school on Tuesday, have something in the morning, afternoon. Go ahead and promote, quote unquote, the distraction. Go ahead and get in front of it, okay? That's a form of marketing. You're getting in front of your people. You're staying current. You're staying relevant. By the way, take it to the next level. It doesn't have to be a martial arts class. If they're going to be out of school Tuesday, maybe you have a 12 o'clock, 30-minute, mat chat style coaching call with your kids. And then you finish with a little game show thing afterwards, right? Give away some prizes for people to show up. And by the way, go ahead and contact the school system. Say, hey, I know kids might be out on Tuesday for the snow day on Monday night. We're going to invite everybody to this free community call because you have a great relationship with the principal. Okay. I'm going to tell you something I did. I don't know if Cameron knows this. So Cameron set up an interview with somebody locally here that wrote a children's book. He didn't sell that many copies of them. So while I met him the first day, I said, hey, let me buy some books. I bought 100 books. All right. I bought more books than he sold at the time. They got shipped and delivered. They're kids' books. Local artists drew the pictures in them. Friday, they canceled school here in Knoxville because it's windy. It's windy. What happened? It wasn't, right? What happened to America, right? Everybody got a little soft here. But it said on the Twitter, it's like, hey, we're closed schools, but some like management or faculty will have to report, not the teachers, but like principals and stuff. So I drove to a school that day with the books in hand, knocked on the door, hoping that somebody would be there. And guess what? The principal's there. There's 2 people there and the principal's there. Handshake, have a conversation, donate the books, take a picture. Okay. So immediately didn't know that somebody was going to be there, but I took and seized an opportunity to get in front of someone. Now, if I operated a business that was dealing with children, AKA martial arts school, and I created that kind of relationship because I give, that's still a form of marketing. This will be a great opportunity to actually text because you're going to get their number every time because I took a picture. And what do you think? I texted them the picture. So I got his number. You would text that principal. You would email the principal and say, hey, listen, man, because you've been working the relationship. That's the collaboration we were talking about earlier. Hey, on Tuesday, it's going to be snowy day. Kids going to be home. Hey, congratulations, sir. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off from work, and you just were out for Christmas. Man, that's awesome. I love that. Congratulations. Hey, I'm going to do a free virtual coaching on discipline or respect to all my karate students. I want to invite anybody from your school if you want to put them on there. And by the way, I'd love to have you on there as a guest so you can add some knowledge there. And then we're going to play a little game, give away some prizes at the end of it. What's the worst they say? No. That's the worst. Okay. That's the worst. You got to think creatively. because that's a relationship, that's a form of marketing. And then down the road, when you have an ask, it's easier for them to say yes because they'll feel obligated. Hey, are you thinking that creatively inside, or are you still in that little box? Okay. All right. How are we doing? Everybody got it? Next one. This one, I know we've got some people on here. They're the intrapreneurs. So how are you going to leverage tech? Everybody got it? All right, next. And you guys are going to get this email, I think, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll have the PDF that I'm reading from, but I'm not going to be teaching you all the details. So right now, hopefully you guys are taking notes. All right, next one. You need to build, bam, a power base. And then I'm going to put this here because I'm going to apply it 2 different ways. And then I'm going to cut this right here. That's the word, is power. Okay, power. That's an R if you can't tell. Bam, I got an R. Okay. So if I'm the entrepreneur, not entrepreneur, if I'm the entrepreneur, this is what you focus on, is build, power, team. If I'm the entrepreneur, I'm going to build my power base. Okay, now here's the difference. Talking about marketing right now, how this goes with marketing. Okay. If I'm the employee in the company, even if I'm not a salesperson, I'm the front desk making the phone call. I need to build a strong base of people. I need to be marketing myself, what I do, how I do it, with what I do. Okay, so if I work here right now and I looked at someone's social media, do I know they work at that company? Do I know that what their message is about? Do I know how they're growing personally and professionally, right? Do I see them moving forward towards the best version of themselves? Are they building a base of people that are their support system, that are pushing them, that are their cheerleaders, motivating them? Okay. Why is it important to market yourself that way? Is because when you do need things in life and you go make those big, bold claims, that will be the group of people who will be like, you know what, Aaron, I saw that you needed X, Y, and Z. I know this person. Hey, I know this person. I had someone today at church reach out to me and say, hey, look, I'm working with some veterans. I need to pull some more people in. Do you know anybody? Immediately I thought of someone else that I know I can attach that person to. The only reason they knew to talk to me about stuff is because they've heard me in the past talk about, hey, I'm looking to help support people. And so they came to me as a sign of a resource, right? So if I'm an entrepreneur, I need to build my power base by marketing myself continually through every medium, shaking someone's hand, handing them a card, or social media, whatever. So when I do need something in the world to get to my next step because I have a big bold claim, I'm going to be able to do this. Now, for my entrepreneurs, you need to build your power team, which is invest in your staff, your team, right? Why do you need to build that strong power team? And how are you going to do it? You're going to do it because you're going to market yourself about your big bold claim, where you're going, lead from inspiration, that you're growing into that version of yourself, that you're continuing to kill the old version, you're moving to the best version. The reason why you need to build this power team is because the stronger your team becomes, the easier it is to attract those strong people on that team. The more people want to be part of it. Okay. I'm going to talk about the 2 E's at the end and how this applies into the future. So how are you building your team? Okay. How are you marketing to the world? Matter of fact, every entrepreneur on this call, business owner on this call, do you promote yourself on social as a business owner designed to attract people to come be inside your bubble? Or are you just trying to promote to get new clients? Would people want to come work for you? If you made a post, or people want to come work for you? Okay. I'm going to give you a personal example. We need to add some people inside this office right here for the media team. And so there's someone that's so. So I reached out to him. He came up to me at the gym the other day. He's like, hey, are you Aaron? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm blah, 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 blah. I talked to Cameron. I talked to Alex. I said, cool. I said, hey, send me a text. We'll see what we can do. So I hit him up this morning. Says, hey, I got an opportunity for you. Says, I'm going to give you a 12-hour interview that I'll pay you for. I'm going to give you a 12-hour interview. Okay. You're going to show up at this day. You're going to hang with me all day. Here's what I want you to turn the content into. I'll pay you for it. And if you do a great job, you'll have a job. Yes, I'm all about a blah, blah, blah. Everything's good. Okay. Then he came back and says, oh, but I can't do that many hours. This is the amount of hours I'll work, and this is what I'm going to charge you. I says, no. You're looking for a job. I'm not looking to hire you to be a one-off person. I'm giving you an opportunity. I says, you know what? I don't think you're the right fit for this company. I'm going to use that word fit here in the future. So make sure you write a note of fit. So I'm going to explain what fit is. Okay. The reason why it's important is because I can't add someone like him to my team when he missed the boat already, when I gave him all the context already, because if I add him to the team, I'm going to lose this word. And then I'm going to erode the team. Because remember, you guys heard this. It's one bad apple to spoil the bunch, right? One bad apple. So Lee Iacocca would fire 10% of the company, the weakest 10% every single year. You don't even know who that is, do you? Okay, you got to research. You better write that down. You better go read, sir. Reading is important. Lee Iacocca. So power is the key word right here. Power is the key word. If I'm the entrepreneur, power base, your group of people that are your cheerleaders, family and friends and clients that are rooting you on. So when you do need something in the world to help you get to your big bold claim, that's your power base to help build the company. You build your dreams of building the company. Okay. If you're the owner, the CEO, the entrepreneur, you need to build the power team. And you're going to do that by leading from inspiration, by killing the old version of yourself, by what you do, how you promote yourself to the world, how you market yourself about who you are, what you do, and where you're going. So people will pick up the phone and want to be a part of where you're going. While this call was going, Travis was doing his part. I got a phone call. This person says, "Hey, I'm trying to get this basketball player on our team, and he will be the biggest, smartest. He's got 6'10". I don't even know how tall he is. It's pretty tall. Okay, 6'10". He's going to be a super smart guy. All his classes are going to be online. He's going to go into business. He's going to have 1 year of play with us, but he's looking for a business mentor. And I thought of you, right? Listen, the reason why this guy called me is because I've shown that I'm a giver. I've marketed myself as what my goals in life, or what I believe my purpose, my mission, what God put me on earth to do is. And so he felt the ability to pick up the phone and call. And by the way, I was able to surprise him with the marketing play I'll talk about here in a minute, which will be pretty dope. Okay. You can only do that is because you're building a power team. By the way, this team, owners, this team are not paid staff. That guy that called me, he's on my team, but he's not paid by me because he is actually promoting my vision, my purpose out there in the world, and I'm not paying him to do it. And he's bringing people to me. This guy's going to be looking for a job at some point. I haven't met the guy yet. I don't know if he's the right fit. Okay. Keyword fit. I'm going to go do that in a minute. But where are you building this team, and how are you marketing yourself to the world about your power base or your power team? Okay. All right. So if your team has not grown or changed or evolved, I wish I knew how many people I've hired and fired over the years. Okay. And I've hired a lot of wrong people. Okay. I don't think I've fired any wrong people, but I've hired some wrong people. Okay. If your team is the same team you had a year ago, you're probably going to die and you don't know it, because your people on your team are looking for the next opportunity because they're not educated, they're lost, and they're there showing up for the check, not for the mission. So part of my job is I'm marketing. CEO, my job is to market to my people about the mission, not to my clients. My job is to market myself to my staff, my team, so they then take it to the clients and the clients take it to the community. Got to remember that. So have you not marketed yourself lately to your team? Is your staff out there promoting you to the world and say, "Hey man, you need to come work for us"? Right? Are people attracted inside your walls? Listen, the reason why I'm moving to this office is because I want people to walk in here like, "Damn, I'm glad I work here. This is a dope place. It's awesome." Okay. I want people to be attracted to want to be in this building with us. Okay. All right. Next. Anybody need a bathroom break? You good? I'm just gonna take mine right up, baby. Let's go. All right. Staying on time here. All right, so here we go. By the way, my guys are out here on a Sunday. Out here, I was painting everything. So all right, here we go. My daughter's in the other room. Make sure she's good to go. All right, so number 5 on the list, man. We're not even. We'll be halfway after this one. Okay, so this one, I love the way that brick looks, man. I'm a simple man nowadays. I don't need too much. Give me just some. I like old. This is what happens when you get old. You like old stuff. Okay. I saw an old Mustang outside. I like old stuff. Okay, next. Talking about marketing now. This is gonna go right to the point. You're like, this one's too simple, Aaron. Invest in the B, the M, and the A. What can we spell from that? It could be MAB, BAM, it could be BAM, whatever you want it to be. Okay. So what's the B? That's branding, baby. What's the M? Good job, sir. No, it's Aaron. That's Aaron, sir. It's advertising. Okay. Invest in these, minimum of 2x of what you did last year. Now, you're automatically going to think money. So I invested 100K last year. Okay, let me invest 200K. If you remember what I talked about earlier, your investment is not just money. What else is your investment? It's time and energy. Okay. And so if you had a 2x your money, okay, boom. I think, Aaron, I don't have the 100,000 that I had last year because I actually went down in business. or I made a dumb purchase, some bullshit there. So how am I gonna get 200K? That ain't what we're figuring out today. That's a challenge. It's not even a problem. This is a challenge, right? It's an opportunity because we're gonna figure this out. You guys heard it. I'm gonna write a check for 6 figures this year to have a speaker at an event for you guys that you've already paid to be at. That actually I don't need to write the check. I don't need the person there. Matter of fact, one of them says, "Hey, for 25K, I'll do it virtually." Well, I could do it cheap. I want the guy right there, stand in front of me. I want to shake his hand, right? I want to wrestle with the guy, maybe. Okay. I don't have the check. I don't have the money yet. I ain't worried about that. I'll figure that out later. So you don't have this, but do you even have the time to 2x your time towards marketing, advertising, branding? And do you have the energy? I'm getting tired at 8 o'clock. You wake up at 11 o'clock. Okay. You hadn't got your hair cut in a while. Okay. Like you're struggling with, so it's not just about the money you got to figure out. Do you have the time? Do you have the energy to 2x? Minimum, I said 2x. Because like, if you want to be really badass, what's the number you should put in front of that? Like, it should be like a 10, baby. Imagine that. I spent 100K in marketing last year in advertising, and now I'm going to go and add, we're going to keep going. That's what we're going to do. Is that right? That ad is here. I got to put the comma there. God, I can't even figure out. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going for zeros. Okay. Because here's the thing. It's like advertising. I know I'm spending money. I'm doing a $2,000 ad on Facebook, or I'm doing this event here. Where does marketing cost your money? Hey, Cameron did a booth yesterday. We had to pay to go do this, right? That is a form of advertising, but really it's marketing because you might not even get a client. I think some of you guys on this call met him yesterday. Like, you pay money to get into the room, right? And so you're going to invest money sometimes. You're going to put money into the pot and have to spend the energy because he had to show up. Okay. So like you have the energy, you have to have the time, and you have to have the money. So it's not just about doubling your money. And I said minimum 2x. So right now it's January 14th, tomorrow's the 15th. We're already gonna be halfway through the first month. You only have 12 months in the year. So month one's already halfway over. You should already have February's plan in action tomorrow. Tomorrow, February's plan is activated. So if you don't know how you're going to invest, if you did $10,000 last February, if you don't know how you're going to do $20,000 between time, energy, effort, and money on branding, marketing, and advertising for February, you're losing. You're going to lose. Because if you do the same thing you did last year, you're probably not going to get the same result because the world has actually moved forward. So you need to at least double down from what you did last year. Okay, so the other keyword at the top of that, before I put the B, M, and the A that I just erased, does anybody know what the keyword at the top was? Anybody know what that keyword was?
Invest.
Okay, keywords invest. I want everybody to try to intentionally, especially my CEOs on this call, I want you guys to intentionally think about the word invest as opposed to, what's the other word? Spend. Okay, I know you're doing multiple tasks. Take the word spend out. Spending is low level think because you're talking about the right now. Invest means you're thinking about the future. Okay. So you're investing into your business. You're investing into the future. So a minimum of a 2x into your BAM, your branding, marketing, and advertising. Okay. And then I want you guys to be able to answer to your team, right? You're the owner, you're on this call. I want you to be able to answer to your team specifically the difference between those three things. Okay. All right, here we go. Number 6. Now we're past halfway. All right. Number 6. This one's pretty easy. It's almost too simple. But if you've been around me, I talk about vitamin D. I'm not talking about the one you get shot in the arm. Okay, that one's good too. Get that one. Okay, we got some connections for you there. But vitamin D, if I spell right. What's the D word? Dominate. Dominate. Whoops. Dominate your market, whatever your niche market thing is. Okay, dominate it. Now, how does this apply for marketing? You need to become the expert in what you do. Duh, Aaron, that makes total sense. Yes. If I'm mowing grass, okay, I say mowing grass, nobody mows grass like this anymore. Okay, but if I'm mowing grass, I need to dominate this market that I'm in. And how am I going to do that? Is I need to market that message to the world that one, that I am, make the big bold claim. I'm the expert in lawn care service. I'm the expert in taking care, manicuring your lawn, right? Keeping your grass at a certain level, keeping your landscaping perfect. I need to dominate my market by making the big bold claim that I'm the expert. And then I need to make sure I am the expert by education, studying, and then the best way to make sure I'm the expert is to make sure that as I'm gathering content and information to learn and grow and be that best version, is then give it right back. When you read, you're excited, you share. When you study, you read, you're excited, you share. Okay. My daughter today, she learned how to play a little bit of stuff on a electric keyboard yesterday. She wanted to buy one today. She's excited. She wants to learn. Okay. Now, does it last? That's the question. But when you're in the market and that's your business, you need to become the expert, and you're going to become the expert by dominating big bold claim, become the expert in that field, and then give it back to the world. So it's a form of marketing, because when you market yourself as the expert, you educate future and current clients. It's going to draw people in, and guess what's going to happen? Someone's going to call you up and say, hey, Aaron, I know you're the expert in lawn care. I got a question for you. Okay. It happened today at church. Okay. I'm using this example as I'm hearing. The people behind me, this guy's like, hey, can I ask you a question? And he's not talking to me. He's talking to the person next to him, right? The person next to him was a doctor. And he's like, hey, I've been having some issues with this over here. Now, the doctor's not even in that field, but guess what? Because of the MD, right? Because of the doctor in the front of the name, this person's like, hey, I'm going to go to that person because there's a level of trust or confidence or competency thought there, right? Or at least that person can collaborate who that needs to be in that guy's life to talk to. So if you're the expert, you dominate your market, right? What you're doing, what your niche is, niche, it's a big word, okay? Niche, big word. Take some letters off, make it something different. So if you dominate that, if you're the expert, because you actually are, you built big bold claim and you're working towards it, you're marketing yourself, not just, hey, here's our service, hey, here's our product, buy what we have. It's, hey, I'm the expert in this field. Here's why I'm the expert. Let me give you some information. And you continue to do that. You become frequent, which makes you great. And people are going to pick up the phone. Hey, Aaron, listen, I have some irrigation issues with my lawn. Hey, what do you do? How can you solve this? What would you do? Well, I would do X, Y, and Z. And they're going to trust you because you've been putting information out there. You staying relevant in front of them, and you're dominating your market. So then when they do need something in that world, because you're dominant, that's when they're going to pick up the phone or go search online or find you through an email collaboration. Or they're going to ask, by the way, referral business, right? If you market yourself right, when you're dominating your space, what's going to happen is they're going to have their own power base. So they're going to say, hey, Travis, listen, I need to buy a new car. Who'd you buy your car from? Oh man, I had this great person I buy all my cars from, right? And they're going to connect you together. And the reason why they're going to connect is because, one, somebody was already dominating the market. They grabbed a new client. They got Travis as a client. They serviced that person super well. They did a great job. And because of the connection there, and they stay relevant from the person because they're dominating the market, when Travis's power base reaches out to him, boom, there's the message. Okay. So we always think about marketing just for really from the advertising standpoint, maybe sometimes from the branding. We confuse the word marketing too much with advertising, but we always think about how you spend a little bit of money to get money. We're thinking short game. But where are you marketing yourself? I'm going back to some of this stuff. Where are you marketing yourself as the owner to attract new clients and attract new team members and to attract new business ideas and models to you? Where are you marketing yourself so you attract new relationships? Listen, I couldn't pick up the phone the other day, start with an email, so I could pick up a phone, have a call, so I can attract someone to come to me, so I can write them a check for $150,000. Like, you think it's just about writing the check. They have to know who you are. They're not going to. There's someone else I wanted to come to the event last November. I made a video, sent it to him. He didn't pay me no attention. And then a couple weeks ago, I saw on his calendar where he's going to be somewhere I'm going to be at the same time. I hit him up and he responded to me. Now we're going to meet in person in April because we share a common interest somewhere. And guess what? I guarantee he'll be at one of our events this year. He might not cost me $100K because I got something for him. Okay. I'm putting him on a golf course in a town he can't get on a golf course during the hottest week to play golf in the entire year, because I have some connections. It's going to cost me a little bit of money, a lot of connections, and I'm going to create a relationship there. And guess what? He's going to feel obligated to come work with you guys. And he's a big time player. Okay. He's 10X where I'm at right now. Okay. So have you dominated, or are you just a player? Like, you just in the game, or you dominate? And what I mean by dominate is like, if someone's going to do anything in your little market, if you're a lawn care person, if you're not the first or second person in a town of 500, 600, 700,000 people, you're not dominating. You're small. Okay. So where can you get better about marketing yourself, about being the expert in your field, So people think of you as the expert for information, for education in that field. Okay. You don't have to know everything about everything. You're not trying to be my daddy. Okay. Like we're like old people seem to know everything about everything. Maybe they got some wisdom for sure. Okay. But like be really specific and be awesome at depth of knowledge, not surface stuff, depth. Okay. And if you got to read a manual to give someone depth, you don't have depth. It should be able to come right from here, boom, right to them. Okay. So where can you be more dominant into your market? That's vitamin D. Okay. The other vitamin D is good for you. This one's way better. Okay. It's the second best you can get. Man, I love this old school version right here. I can't wait to get the other one.
It's gonna be sick.
They had two sizes, 55 and 75, and I went for the 75, baby. All right, here we go. Anybody getting tired over there yet? I ain't going so long. We started about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
So we're 2.5 hours into this call right now on a Sunday. It's a football game right now. Okay. All right. This one's my favorite one right now. This one's my favorite one. Thanks for the water, sir.
Yes, sir.
This one is, I think you and Travis talked about this one. Okay. This is going back to, listen, I can take the same message. This is a form of marketing. I can take the same message and apply this to your sales department. Okay. I can take the same message and apply this to your service with your people. But right now we're thinking about marketing. And the reason why marketing is so important is because the biggest thing is this is to make business happen, I got to make sales. Sales is the lifeblood. But I can't make a sale if people don't know who we are, what we do, right? So marketing is probably the most important thing you can do in your business. And marketing has to be strategic and it has to be creative, because if you think of marketing as just actually pay to play, which is actually advertising, you're not going to attract the team. You're not going to be pulling forward. You're going to be stagnant and actually dying and decaying, a slow death. Okay. It's going to be the 10,000 cut death type thing, because you're actually trying to do the same thing all the time because it's all you know. Because you didn't get new skills. You're not attracting new players. Your team getting stale. They're leaving you because they're not growing. They're dying. And so, like, if you don't understand marketing, you're going to get stuck. Okay. So this is why we're starting the first of the year with marketing. How do you get out of obscurity? Not just so you get a new client, but so you can attract a new staff member. You can attract a new lease. You can attract a new business model. You can attract a new coach and mentor to you. Okay. A lot of you guys are working with Travis. You're working with Cameron. What if you got to the point they couldn't handle you? You got to come to me. Okay. What if you got where like you're even with me and I can't even take you to the next level? So I'm like, you know what? I need to pull you in. What can I do to get you into my team? Okay. Or who do I need to collaborate to bring to you? Or who do I need to go attract to put into your world? Right. You got to be outgrowing yourself. And my job is make sure that you guys can't get there. Right. I learned this in martial arts. I wanted my students better than me, but I'm going to make sure that I'm still a student for life. So that way, as they're getting better than me, where I'm at now, I'm still moving into the best version of myself with my education, my knowledge, my ability to see, right? My ability to teach, my ability to communicate, my ability to do. It's no different as a business owner. Okay. All right. So next one is collaboration. Collab. I think it has 2 L's. Okay. So where are you using this to market yourself to the future? So let me tell you a quick story. Okay. I think Luke asked a question about this, but Luke's schools did a performance this past Wednesday at a local university. Okay. It's a Christian college, about 750 students at this school. Their basketball team, look, this is not, quote unquote, big boy college basketball yet, but these are athletes, right? And most of them are going to probably do something else with their life in the future. So I'm friends with the athletic director there, and he's looking to scale the program because he was the coach. He moved to athletic director. His job is to not just focus on one sport, but all the sports, grow revenue, so they can have a bigger, better opportunity to bring more education. Really is what it's for, right? They need money, and sports is a way to bring people in to put everybody towards a common enemy, so to speak. Okay. And so they're starting to do spirit nights, and they actually just did the first one on Wednesday. And I don't know if Luke and Andrew know it, but that was the first one they've ever done. And one of my clients' businesses was the first ever. This school's been around for 200 years. Think about this. I don't know if Luke and Andrew understand like the context of a little bit of money. They're in a history book of a college that's been around for 200 years. And do you think that college is going to go away in 6 months or 6 years? Probably never. Okay. So when you're a tight-knit group like this and you've been around for that long, and by the way, that college is sitting on hundreds of acres on the most beautiful piece of land, right? It's just amazing. They got 2 campuses, one here, one in Florida. Anyway, but I heard a need from a friend. I said, hey, you're going to do this. I want one of my people to be the first ones to support it. So I went to them. I just told them they're going to do it. Okay. And then what we did is we created video content story, which they got today already, that they're going to go back to their clients, hopefully tonight. They're going to post this on the social media. They're going to send an email out because everyone's going to be sitting on their butts in the snow days. They can start doing Zoom interviews and people to add on to their competition performance team. And in worst case scenario, they make a pitch with a deadline. And worst case scenario, the person doesn't do this, but they do this. And I said, hey, your $2,000 investment for Spirit Night should turn into 20K in 7 days. If not, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. Okay. So, but that collaboration was a win for both the school because they've got content now, so they can market for more Spirit Days. They got a little bit of money that's going to pay for one kid's scholarship for the next semester, which is awesome. And then my client is in the history books, one, but two, they've got collateral if they use it right to then go market to the next level of people inside their current school because it's not for new people. Here's the thing that people make a mistake is in the world of martial arts back in the day when I was running martial arts schools, people think, oh, if you go do a demo, you're going to attract new people. You never attract new people with a demo. It's always about your current people. Your current people being fed their ego and their attention and really their parents. And two, if you use it right, it's a story. Stories,
So,
right? Facts.
tell.
So it's stuff you should know. You create a story so then you can go take to your internal base, but it has to be urgent. This is where communication comes in because you can't sign me up for a competition performance team and tell me about it at the same time. I need to hear about it 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 18 months ago, because I'm getting information fed. I'm being part of the team when I'm not on the team. So when I feel like I'm ready, I'm there. Okay. Back in the day, I took my team one time to 2.5 hours away to a professional sporting event to do a halftime show. And I heard people say like, that's a lot of money for your people to pay because they make them buy tickets. Remember, this is this professional sporting team, but they sell this as a way to attract people because they're trying to get ticket sales. They have a whole sales department. All they're trying to do is sell tickets, right? And when you're a losing team, it's hard to sell tickets sometimes. So they create this package deal. It's expensive. So my members had to pay to get there. They had to drive 2 hours on a school night to drive right back after performing. Why would I ever do that? Because now I put a big time branding, big time brand, MBA, for example, attached to my smaller brand, Collaborate, to tell a story. And here's the story. The first story is those kids walk on a court, they feel like stars. Okay, there's a story. The parents are proud. That's a story. I tell the story about they got to drive 2.5 hours and back in the same day for a 10-minute performance. That's a story. That means they're committed, right? They see a vision and those are parents and kids that are mission driven, right? The best train the most type thing. So that tells a story. And so then I go back with the content that I have, the media that I have, because I went prepared. I invested money to make this happen with media content. Go back to my base of people and say, hey, because they already been hearing about it. I've been building this up for months with the regular base of people. I go back to them, hey, here's what our people did. Thanks for cheering us on. Thanks for rooting us on. Here's how you become part of it. Here's the date. Here's the time. Here's the location. Create some urgency with a special offer for those people. And the worst case happens is you take those people from the level you want to get them to. Maybe they don't go there, they go here, but now the seed's been planted. And what would happen is when the average business model would do $300,000 or $400,000, mine were doing 540, 600K, almost double, because I would look at marketing from an internal basis by creating a story. So if Luke and Andrew do this right, what happened on Wednesday, literally by Friday this coming week should turn to 20K. Because if they do it right, they've got collateral, they've been telling the story, then they go build a message and story around that story. They already attract the 27 or 47 people they want to bring in conversation. They use the opportunity that people are going to be sitting on their butts at home because of snow days. They do virtual appointments. They don't look at, oh, I got to wait till they come in. Nope. You create urgency through collaboration with the message you've already done. Okay. Now, next thing is I then, with the university, for example, saw a problem. Those kids, you got to know what people respect. Kids don't want money. I say kids, these are 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds. What do you think kids want when they're 19, 20 and they play basketball? They want clothes, shoes.
Status.
Where do they get status?
Their clothes, I mean,
But where are they getting the attaboys from?
peers,
Social media.
social media.
Okay, they want the likes. So we created content for them. We're creating hype for them. Shoes is a form of currency. My son loves a shoe game. So I went to a local shoe place on Sunday and pitched them the idea. Never met these people before.
Just
Just opened. By the way, couldn't find out the guy's 21 years old, owns it. Okay. They sell Jordans and shoes like that, and create an idea about, hey, would you come in and do a mentoring class with me for the two teams? And we bring in some other people, local people, mentor these kids for an hour, feed them, get the coaches in there, make a little pep rally, and when the season's over, going into playoffs, and then let's bless them all with their own custom shoes. So what's happened is they went to Atlanta yesterday, they sourced the shoes. I don't know, I've told you, they got a local artist who's going to airbrush the shoes, each shoe independently, to customize them for each of the 40 athletes. And they're not going to know about it. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to create content around this to help the university recruit in the future better. And you, think about being a 19-year-old kid at a private university, right? And that doesn't have the bandwidth of a big time university, and you get this stuff happen to you, right? Matter of fact, some of those kids have already been in this office helping us clean this place up, getting it ready, and have already asked for internships here. One just asked for a job even, right? All through collaborating. Now this business owner who has a shoe company, what's going to happen is once he partners with this tight-knit group of people that's been around for 200 years, where do you think they're going to buy the shoes from? When there's only 2 of these players in town. There's only 2 in town. Where do you think they're going to spend their money for the shoes? Okay, they're going to go to that one place. You know what I get for this? All right, the connection. I don't get anything currently right now. I'm planning the future. So are you marketing because you need the money right now? Or are you marketing because you're planting the seeds, collaborating, putting people together because it pulls you towards what your purpose and mission is? Okay, so where are you using the opportunity to collaborate as a form of marketing yourself, your brand, personally and professionally? You should do this in both parts of your life. Okay, Cameron sees me do this probably 7 days a week, pretty much. Okay, literally daily. Okay, now it looks like I do it easily. It's not easy. Okay, it takes a lot of thought and planning, and the hardest part is making sure that you don't play the game of I'll do this for you if you do this for me. I just told you I get nothing for that. I benefit a friend. I benefit a 21-year-old person that I've never met before. He's a business owner, just moved here recently. I know his first name. I don't know his last name. Okay, I haven't asked for anything yet. Give, with the idea that you might never. But I'm getting practice for marketing, collaborating people. Don't play the short game where like, hey, I'll do this for you. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. Okay, like my back don't get itchy. I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'll figure that out some other day. I got the back scratcher over here if I need it. Okay, all right, here we go. Next one. Man, I've been going for a while. I like it. Hopefully you guys have been writing questions down because I've been going nonstop. We got 3 more of these and then we'll do questions. Okay, now, this one, I've kind of touched base on this one a little bit, but work on keeping. Work on keeping your clients. Well, that's simple, Aaron. Where are you marketing back to the people who already paid you? They already paid you or they're paying you. Okay. You've all heard the saying it's cheaper to keep her. Okay. Until she's a problem. And you just got to like, take her to the curb. That's a whole nother thing. No, just play with it. But how do you work on keeping your clients? Where are you marketing back to them and saying, hey, here's who we are. Let me remind you. And in the text you're going to get from me at 6 o'clock today, it's going to say, show them. It's going to say, tell them and show them, or show them and tell them. I'm not sure which way I wrote it out. You got to do both. What I mean by this is you've got to remind your customers how you're going above and beyond, how you're over problems, because they're going to assume that what you're doing is just normal. In the martial arts space, this happens all the time. Like somebody would like quit the program, go try someone else out. Then they just quit martial arts forever because they recognize they made the mistake of leaving our program. They thought everyone was going to be over promise, over deliver like we were. And they go there and they're like, this is some bullshit. This ain't no good. And they're too embarrassed to come back to us. So they just give up the whole activity. Right. Some of our business clients have done the same thing. They literally they thought they got it figured out. Then they're like, oh, okay, we're good. They didn't realize the education, collaboration, connection. There's so many of my clients right now that literally one thing I've done for them that's connect them to the next person, that's created scale for them. They should stay a customer for life. They should feel almost obligated for that. But you have to tell them what you're doing. Okay. For example, Cameron sent off, I don't know if he's on the call right now. Cameron sent off an email to our attorney today because we know tomorrow's a holiday. I sent a text to him yesterday. Cameron did a formal email today so we can collaborate with one of our guys. Is he on the call right now? Okay. Good. He's not. So And by the way, so what Cameron needs to do right now, we're gonna put this in live right. Cameron needs to send him a message. Hey, Aaron's already texted the attorney. I emailed him today with the details. He's gonna set up a 10-minute call with you to go through the discovery. And by the way, our client's paying $0 for this right now, and we've already established a set price if he has to hire an attorney to go handle this problem, because that's somebody I attracted by collaboration to pull in-house that's going to be in our building, that's going to be legal counsel that you guys have access to by being our client. So if you're not a client of ours, you're just on this call, like that's something right there that's invaluable because you couldn't afford to do that on your own type thing. Okay. But show them and tell them so you can keep your clients. Okay. Is there a vitamin lady on this call right now?
She is not.
Okay. So for example, there's this lady right now that I've done business with. Yeah. I've done business. Well, there's always gonna be something comes up. Okay. Kid's sick. You got stomach flu, like whatever. Okay. But I've already spent my money with her twice because I was sick and I used the service. And then she won some money from our company. And she ended up doing a podcast from Cameron. Look, give. All right. I'm telling you right now, her problem is she hasn't stayed consistent in front of me. She hasn't understood that the one person you need to stay consistent in front of is going to be the person that is going somewhere, is that connection, that relationship. Okay. Because I've already told her my business model, which we just bought the domain today. I was in the office, just paid $2,200 to buy a domain. There was one for $750,000, one for $2,200. Which one do you think I bought? Okay. All right. So somebody asked me about that. That buying domains is a real estate play, but I bought the domain today, we registered the company today. Our new company is getting ready to get started, and I will be her competitor, or we'll collaborate. But she has to stay relevant in front of me because I'm going to go faster than she can go. Okay. So understand that you've got to make sure, keep your clients. Otherwise, they will leave you. And you've got to keep them your clients, not just by getting them a great service, but you got to tell them, remind them, educate them, market to them who you are, what you do, how you do it. Don't just think about marketing to get new people. Cheaper to keep her. Okay. So how are you doing this? Are you emailing your people on a regular basis? Do they see your face? Do they hear your voice? By the way, I think one of the guys who might be on this call, I told him, hey, as a CEO, you need to be on video in your groups, doing a message once a month. State of the Union, whatever you want to say it. Like, you need to communicate with your people so they know you're the consistent face that is the visionary of the business. Think about, like, when you think of Tesla, which I bought one yesterday. Okay. Who owns the company? Who owns the company? Elon. Okay. He didn't start the company, guys. He didn't start the company. Okay. He stole the company actually, but he didn't start it. Okay. But he's the visionary. If he dropped dead today, which he'll figure out how to still live on or whatever, but if he dropped dead, the vision of that company is going to change. Even if some great genius comes up there, the vision is going to change. You've got to be in front of your people, your team, your staff. You got to be in front of your clients and making sure that you are letting them know how you're serving them. All right. How are you going above and beyond? How are you staying in front of them? How are you staying relevant? You got to show them and you got to tell them because they will forget. Okay. So work on keeping your clients, market back to them who you are, what you do, how you do it. Oh, and by the way, how you're improving, and remind them, because when they do leave you and quit you, they ain't going to find anybody better. And they're going to be embarrassed about coming back. Okay. And by the way, we had a client leave us and he came back and he ain't paying that rate no more. Okay. He's paying double what he's paying before because, listen, you left us, that agreement is no honor anymore. He's on a new level of agreement. So you understand this too. You got to make sure that one, you don't want your people leaving you, but two, if they leave you and then they want to come back, like, you don't necessarily need to bend over backwards for them. That's your choice. But how about let's don't even let them leave us. Let's stay telling them and showing them how we overpromise and overdeliver on our service. Okay. So work on keeping your people. Two more, guys, two more. And then we'll do Q&A. Man, I gave too much. I got too much stuff on. I gave too much. I should have cut this in half. Should have cut this in half. Okay. All right, here we go. Two more. I'm going to take a picture right now. Cameron, you already took a picture, right? Don't move. What do you think I'm doing right now, guys? What's that called? Because when I post that later, I'll be marketing. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm going to market to the world about what we've been doing today on a Sunday while somebody's sitting on their butt, drinking a little beer, watching some football, getting fatter, getting lazier. You get your workout in today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. There was two words I said I wanted you to remind me of later. You remember what they were?
Yep. One is speed.
Yep.
The other is fit.
Good. So remember those, because I said I only got two more to go, but then I'm going to drop those little nuggets on you too, because I'm going to overpromise and overdeliver to your ass. Okay. So here we go. scale your boom sales team. Okay, you need to scale your sales team. Business lives and dies by sales. Now, why do you need to scale your sales team? Because you need to close some deals so you have revenue, aka opportunity, to go into the world on branding, marketing, advertising more. Well, Aaron, that makes sense. But I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of you guys, and I'm telling you, this is where we're still an infant company. We're a startup company right now. But a lot of you guys right now, I know the clients we have on here, you have one technical aspect in your business, and then you have one salesperson. And I'm telling you, what you should do is, if you're going to grow anybody, quit thinking about the servicing of your clients. You should go grab another person here. Looks a little weird here, eyeballs or something. You need more salespeople than you need over here. Okay, you need to go scale your sales team. Two ways to scale them: you need to make sure their skills are improving. You're networking and growing them, pushing them, educating them so their skills improve. But then you need to add players on that team. Okay, so imagine this. Okay, how many people on the football team out there when they're playing out there? There's 11. On which side? Okay, so I have 11 offense and I have 11 defense. Okay, imagine right now. Okay, if this team said, you know what, we're only going to put 4 people out there, and they kept the 11. Whoops, 11. Okay, there's 4 of these guys, but they're the best 4 people on the team. Best. I should say it's the people who could just score even. Okay, football team. They just put the quarterback, the running back, and 2 wide receivers. And this team, they put their second string out there. They cut the first string, they put the second string out there. Or if you're the Falcons, they put the first string out there because they suck anyway. Okay, so let's say we got Tom Brady in the Patriots' heyday when they were undefeated. Okay, he had Randy Moss as a wide receiver. You got the 4 best players, and you put the whole Atlanta Falcon team out there. Okay, first string even, because we don't care. We suck that bad. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? No, hell no. You put 11 people on these 4, ain't no way. Okay, this is the thing is, like, you ever heard about hard work beats talent? When talent don't want to work? What if you have hard workers? And by the way, to make the team, you got to be talented as well too. Well, think about this. In your business, you got 4 staff members, and one's a salesperson, and you got the 3 best technical people in the world. So I'm in the lawn care business. I got 1 sales guy for lawn care, and I got the 3 best lawn care people in the entire world. I don't know if there's a record for that, but they got I got guys that get with scissors and clip the grass. So they spray it down, and it looks like the best grass in the world. I got 3 guys here. I got 1 sales guy. Then I got this company over here. I got 1 guy over here who can do the grass over here, but I got 3 sales guys. Who's going to make more money? This company's going to make more money. They do have a problem. They got to go service those people, but they're going to make exponential more money, because this guy, if he calls 100 people a day and closes 10 of those, these guys, if they can do 1 job a day, okay, that's 3 jobs. What's going to happen is they're going to stay busy. This guy or this team, they're doing 300 calls a day. They're going to close 30 deals. It's going to take them 3 days to close the same amount of money. And here's what's going to happen. Now, this company's going to have so much money. You know what they're going to do? They're going to come steal these 3 guys and bring them over here. Y'all thinking about this backwards. You need sales teams to scale, so then you have the revenue source, be your own bank, so you can go market to the world. And sales guys could be created. One of my virtual mentors talked about when he attracted people from other companies to come inside his company, he always had problems with those people. But when we took young blood, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds with no baggage, and skilled them up, educate them, right? You hire for attitude, train for skill. Those people exponentially grew the business. He has 40,000 people on this team now. 40,000 people. You want to talk about a big team? That's a big damn team. And guess what? Almost all of them sell. My mentor GC, every single one of his staff, every single one of them are taught sales and are allowed to make a sale and get a commission when they sell. Even the person who works the phones, even his personal secretary can make a damn sell and get a commission, because they're all trained on it. So how would I beat you in business? How would I beat you in business if we both have 0 money? Okay, we both have 0 money. I'm starting a company right now. We're doing this as an experiment. My job is to put stuff on display. We're gonna do it with no money, because we're gonna sell the service first. We're gonna sell the service first and then pull the money in to go launch, just as an exercise. Okay, but you start. You got the world's best. Pick a service or product you want to sell. Wait, who I got on here? Who I got on here? Give me somebody. Pick somebody. Give me somebody I know in here.
Works without me.
Give me somebody on here. I'm gonna pick on Travis.
Now,
I'm gonna go with Travis. I'm gonna pick on Travis. I'm gonna pick on Travis. Okay, Travis owns 2 martial arts schools. Okay, so Travis has got 2 martial arts schools that he's gonna start today. He's gonna start them at the same time. I'm gonna start 2 martial arts schools at the same time. He's gonna hire the 2 best martial arts teachers in the entire world. Okay, he's gonna get Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. Okay, he's gonna get them both from the grave because they're both dead. Okay, or one's dead and one's old. Okay, but he's gonna get the 2 biggest things. Or let's do this. He's gonna get Conor McGregor and give me somebody else. Give me somebody who's a big name right now. Who's got a big fight coming up? I can't think of anybody right now. Well, I like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris. All right, he's gonna get big names. Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. Okay, he's got the 2 best instructors in the world. Instructor 1 at school here, boom, and he's gonna get a great sales guy over here. He's gonna get a great sales. He's gonna get GC himself, and he's gonna get the Wolf of Wall Street guy. What's his name?
Jordan Belfort.
What is it?
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, you're getting both. He's got studs. Imagine having GC and Chucky in one school, and Bruce and Wolf at the other. That's a powerhouse team. Okay, but that's it. He's out of money. He's done. He's tapped out. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Joe Schmo. Okay, I'm gonna get Cameron. Okay, and then I'm gonna get Jackson. I'm gonna get my son. That's what I'm gonna get. They got Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. I got Cameron and Jackson. Okay, I think he's got the best sales team I could think of. But I'm gonna get 3 sales guys over here, and I'm gonna get 6 at this one because this is Cameron. He needs some help. Okay. And these guys don't cost as much money because these guys are super expensive. He's got to pay them $1 million a year. I'm taking it spreading over 6 people. Here's what's going to happen. This guy makes 100 calls a day. This guy makes 100 calls a day. I got 600 calls over here. I got 300 calls over here. Okay. They got 200 total calls. I got 900. They're going to close at 20% because they're badasses. Okay. They're going to close at 20%. So that's 40 sales a day. My guys are going to be 10%. We suck. They should be fired. We're going to close 90. We're more than 2 to 1. Okay. And what's going to happen is all prices being the same. If this was just $1,000 per sell, they just did $40,000. Okay. And we just did 90,000. Now you do that over just a 5-day work week. They did 200K in money. We did 450,000. Okay. Is that right? 90,000 times 5, 9 times 5, 450. Yeah. Okay. And then there's 52 weeks in a year. So what's 200K times 52? Yeah, it's 10 million something. 10 million. 10 million 400K. Okay. And then what's 450 times 52? 23, 4 million. Okay. So think about that. That's just giving you a quick exercise. And here's the thing is, which will be our last topic we're going to get to in a minute, if I use the money properly, what's going to happen is at some point, I'm going to hit a tipping scale where I can't service people unless I go add to this team. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my winnings and I'm going to dominate my market because I'm going to go hire this team and dump them over here. And Travis is going to be there twiddling his thumbs thinking, how do I run 2 schools by myself? Because I can't sell quick enough, fast enough. And then what's going to happen is he's going to be squimishing all over the place trying to figure out what to do. This is how you beat somebody in business. But you know what else everybody does? They do it backwards. Oh, I'm going to get the biggest, baddest lawn care guy, haircut guy, HVAC guy, whatever. I'm getting the baddest technical guy instead of building and scaling a team. So then I have the revenue to market and brand and advertise myself better. That's in 1 year, just giving that example. If you were the same price and were worse. By the way, as you start winning, you know what's going to happen? You're going to attract more people to your team. People are going to improve their ability. Like that's how you beat somebody. Okay. This is where I dropped the ball and made mistakes. I got comfortable making the money I was making instead of saying, damn, what if I had 4 guys on the team like that in one location? What if instead of saying, I'm trying to get the 200 people in one location, I'm going to try to get the 2,000, which I know is impossible because I'm going to have such a big damn sales team that I'm literally busting at the seams I have to create opportunities to serve the people. I've learned this lesson from GC because what he does is he sells an event out before the event's even launched. And then he goes back to people and said, hey, are you coming or not? Because I'm going to resell your ticket. Oh, you don't get money back. But I don't resell your ticket if you're not coming. I'll give you something else in exchange for it. Okay. And he sells out an event and then he goes and oversells it. right? Continues to work towards it. Same thing as a marketing play. You don't hire the person and stop looking. You hire the person and you keep looking for the next person because this person might not be the right guy, girl, or might quit, or might be better in a different seat, or might actually end up running your company one day. So you need to replace them anyway. You don't stop looking for customers. You don't stop looking for revenue. And then are you scaling your team out so you have the ability to market? Okay. Matter of fact, I'm over promise over deliver because I said I'd be done at 5. And I still got one more, and I got 2 more bonuses, and then I'll do Q&A. Okay. God dang, bro. Travis, you learn anything today?
Yes, sir. A lot.
You're gonna be twiddling your thumbs because I'm gonna be doing 23 million with
You go to
your
work for you,
with
sir.
your measly
Going to
10
work for
million. With
you.
your measly 10 million. All right, you guys are gonna get this in 1 hour. Okay. Last one on this one is this one kind of goes together. And so I would say this, guys, is skills are needed. So the next one here, to make sure that you stay out of obscurity, stay known, is to make sure to reinvest. There's that word again. Your profits in the right vehicles. So in that scenario, if I did 23 million and Travis did 10, how am I going to continue to do this? Is because is what I do. I invest my profits into 2 things. Okay. The 2 E's. Okay. What are my 2 E's, sir? Oh, you read, you cheater.
What's the reading?
One is education. Education. How about education to spell, Aaron? Now, who am I trying to educate? CEO, I'm educating one group of people. Who is it? Who am I educating? CEO, right? Staff, team. And most important person on the team is daddy. You, right? You're the most important person on the team to be educated. Don't put your people on an education process and you don't do it yourself. Okay. I guarantee I read more, I study more than anybody who's ever worked for me. Okay. Anybody on this call right now, I guarantee I read more with execution. I study more with execution. I ain't a book whore. I ain't like, look at all these books I read. I was listening to somebody the other day, he can spout out stuff from books. I'm like, I read that book, but I don't remember that. Okay. Like I asked somebody for a book recommendation the other day because I want to study a certain book. And I'm like, I've read that book before, but I don't remember any of it. I need to learn it better. And people just popping stuff off, but I execute. Okay. Execution. Right. So like I'm educating me more than my team because I can't ask them to do things that I'm not willing to do myself. I don't ask somebody to clean the bathroom if I want to get down there and clean it myself. Okay. So I invest my profits in education because I know it's the one thing, if we go bankrupt, if we lose everything, the best way to get it back faster is to have knowledge. Not indoctrination like the school system does. The school system is designed to indoctrinate people so they just have a job, brainwash them so they just have a job, so they can be manipulated, controlled. Education creates freedom. Education is differences. Me and Cameron can have a difference of opinion. We could have the same goals in life. We have a different way hoping to get there. We're educated enough to actually be able to have empathy, to be able to listen and learn, to be able to put ourselves in each other's shoes, and actually support and help each other, even if we're on opposite sides of a conversation. That's an education. That's not having this indoctrination where it's one way or this doesn't work, or you're dumb if you don't do this, or this doesn't. No. I need to be educated, create freedom. So that way, if I lose tools, and as long as I have my health and I'm fit, then I can get it back faster. Okay. And I need my team to have that because I need my team to be warriors. I need them to be competent because they will fight battles in life that you won't know about. It might be something that's going on in their head. It might be something in the relationship. It might be something with the family. It might be something that you don't even know about. Matter of fact, it might be something when they don't have any access to you in the future. They might not be in your company anymore. But wouldn't you want to leave the world better than you found it? So I invest my profits first in education because I believe it's the one thing that me as a person, I feel good about, okay, beyond making money. So before I spend my money on a vacation, I haven't been on one of those in years. Okay. I travel. I don't go on vacation. I think I need to just be in new environments to be clear and freedom in thought, but I'm not trying to escape my life. I built a life I don't want to escape. Okay. That's a whole nother message down the road. That'll be in March. We'll talk about that. Okay. How to be a great entrepreneur, create the life so you don't need to escape it. However, education creates freedom. It's a tool that it cannot be taken from me as long as I'm fit. But I need my team to have it too. Okay. I feel good about that. That's where I invest my money. So before I spend money on any bullshit in the world, I'm going to go educate myself every single day and I'll give my team tools. Matter of fact, inside their work agreement, with our company and in their manual, it talks about what they're required to do 90 minutes a day before they even come to work. When I say requires, because we're going to bring up fit in a minute, they can't be part of our culture unless they're doing that. They're not, if they don't actually believe in a mission in their life, even what their personal mission is, they're the wrong fit for us. Okay. Which is why we'll excuse people for that basis. The next one is what?
Experience.
Okay. The next one I invest my money in. Now, I'm not telling you it's what you have to do. Experience. Huh? Sometimes when you write stuff, it looks funny. Okay. But experience is the next one. I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't wait till I got shadows going on with the lighting. We're gonna get this better, guys. By the way, we're not waiting for things to be perfect. Okay, we're not waiting for things to be perfect. Speed is important. Okay, but experience. What are some of the experiences, Cameron, that you've done with me over the years? Give me something. Give me something tangible that I can talk about.
First concert, I mean Taylor Swift concerts.
Taylor Swift concerts in a suite for Taylor Swift. Okay, give me something else you've done. Experience. First NBA game. Okay. First time on an airplane.
First NFL game.
First NFL game. First time with a woman. Right. What else? What else? Okay. What other experiences have we had? Okay. Come on.
Dude, that's so many.
So many. Okay. And the people, the conversations, and the collaborations that have been created. Okay.
Multimillionaire.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So like these are experiences that have been an investment in his education and creating stories, because stories sell. So he feels confident when he goes to a workshop yesterday and teaches people about something. Because even though it hasn't necessarily been his money on the line, it's been his time, it's been his energy, and I've poured and invested education and experience with him so then he can give it back to the world, right? So understand, when I give someone an experience, some people take advantage of it. They expect it all the time. You give it to your kids, they just think it's normal. Your kids being your staff. But that experience tells a story. And I guarantee that it's a differential movement that you can have as an entrepreneur that you can market to the world that the big firms will not do. And when they do the big things once a year, that's all they do. We do stuff on a regular. Okay. So where are you? By the way, why is this important to do this? This is because all this reinvesting back into education experiences, you are going to show and tell the world what you do in your company and why you do this in your company. And what's going to do is by marketing that, you guys are always thinking about marketing for a new client. You're marketing to retain. Okay. You're marketing to attract. You're marketing sometimes to hold you accountable about who you want to be in your company. And you have the ability anytime to say, you know what? I'm not being a great CEO. I'm not being a great employee of this company. And you have the ability to take a little step one way or the other. You're not married to the message if it's not serving the company right, because your job is to make sure the business is serving the client. And you've got to be the best version of yourself to do that. And you're going to do that by educating yourself and growing forward every day. Okay. So you reinvest your profits. You got to have a profit first to reinvest it, so you have more success. Are you marketing that to the world? Okay. I wanted to have, I keep calling him the governor because he's a former WWE guy. And I think about the guy in Minnesota. Can't remember his name, who was the governor at the time, but we have the mayor coming on a grand opening here. You guys are invited March 5th. Anybody wants to come visit our office? March 5th. It's a Tuesday. But we have the mayor coming. He was a wrestler named Kane, right? Anybody's wrestling people out there. He's our mayor here in Knoxville, but he's coming to visit. And I just want him here because one, he's a big dude. I want to get to know him, and he's a small business owner himself, and he promotes that to the world. And I want to collaborate with him. Okay. And so I had to have a story. I had to have a place for that to make sense. So when I create an experience for someone in town to come in, because I'm going to use him as a marketing opportunity, aka market, to bring someone into my walls here that won't shake his hand, that I'm going to end up asking questions of, create collaboration, and I'm going to become connected with the mayor. I'm going to get connected with this person I haven't even met yet, right? That's all marketing. I'm not marketing just to get the new client. I'm marketing to make sure that I stay relevant in this town and community, because my goal right now on the local level is not for me to know people. I want people to know me. I told Jackson and Lakin the other day, I was like, hey guys, you better understand, you guys are walking on the street right now. I said, in about 12 months, you're going to walk on the street and everyone's going to know who you are. 12 months. It's not going to take long. Okay. So like, there's some people who live here for 12 years and nobody knows who they are. I literally want, and here's a cool thing. As a dad, imagine knowing that your kids can't go nowhere, right? They can't get in no trouble because somebody's going to pick up the phone and call you. Okay. And they will do that because when you are somebody, people are looking for you to do two things. Screw up, right? Mess up, fall off, They're looking for their opportunity. They're looking for that window, bam, to smash you. Or they're like, man, we want you to win, man, because I know when you win, you're going to take a lot of people with you. Most people are looking for you to fail. So we like the train wreck. They're looking for your kids to fail. They're looking for their weakness somewhere. Okay. All right. So that was the 10 tips you're going to get docked in there to you here in a minute. All right, here we go.
Speed.
Speed. Speed. Make sure my daughter's okay. Speed. Is Travis still here? Good. And then fit. Speed. I judge, yes, I know you're not supposed to judge people. That's so wrong. I judge you on this call right now as an owner of your business, as the CEO, as the head of the firm, whatever. I judge your competency to be a leader inside the walls of your business. I judge your leadership as a father or a mother. I judge you. Yes, I do. Oh, that's a sin. Okay, well, I'll pay the price for that one day, but I do judge you based on the speed that you take action towards the right information. Meaning this. All right. I call Travis up and say, Travis, listen, I know you've got X amount of Z. This happened in your business. You had a great year, blah, 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 blah. You need to do this next because this is why. And he's like, yes, that makes sense. Yes, then you do that. I judge him as a leader in his walls of his business by how fast he takes the right data, the right information, and then actually moves towards it full on without hesitation. Let me tell you a story. Recently, I had someone who did not know me very well, knew me through a circle, kind of a circle of influence, made a kind of a judgment call because people sometimes don't understand me. Like I'm a giver. They see where I live and what I drive and all this kind of stuff. And they assume certain things, right? And they don't really understand anything about me. So people make a judgment call. Like that's on them. For this person, I agreed for them to come in, sat down with them for an hour, and I listened to how little bit of money they make. I listened to their big dream and how they're not going to be able to hit it. And I says, hey, you can have it in 12 months. I actually think you can do it in 12 weeks. I actually believe that I know nothing about your market. I do not have any domination in that niche, but I believe that I can do it in 12 weeks as well too. And here's the exact blueprint to do this. Person's super excited. Man, that's awesome. You're gonna go from $60,000 a year, can make $1 million in less than 12 months in my company, and then actually do the real thing I want to do over here. They love the plan. They love the opportunity. We rehearsed it. We role played. And I says, hey, you're gonna leave here. You don't go to your job until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to go ahead and call these 10 people before that. And before you call that, I want you to send me a video of you rehearsing the call and do a little video and send it to me. So in 1 hour from now, I want that video. And then you have 3 hours before you go to work. And I want you to call these 10 people. Then when you get off from work, I want you to go follow up on those 10 people. Then I want you to do this again tomorrow. And then I said this, I says, but here is why you will not do it. You're going to leave this building, this energy force that I am. You're going to leave me. You're going to get in your car and then you're going to get in your head and you're going to think and you're going to try to get the perfect words. And then you're going to talk yourself out of it because it doesn't sound right. You feel weird. And then you won't send me the video and you won't call the 10 people. I says, it won't happen because that's what's going to exactly happen. I says, but you have the opportunity, and I've already told you why it won't happen, and I told you what will happen if you do it. And I hope to God that you prove me wrong. But I know people, and I've done this a long time. And guess what happened? This person doesn't send me the video until 5 p.m. That means they're already at work. It's 5 p.m. They send me the video, which gave me no time to give them some critique. They never called the 10 people because they overthought it. And then now, this has been 2 months. They're making the same amount of money, don't have the opportunity, and they will not actually have their dream they've been wanting. That person's speed of execution showed me they're actually not an entrepreneur. They're not a business owner. They just have a technical skill. They have a job. And one day they will be replaced by technology or somebody who doesn't even know the game, who's just a better hustler. Hard work beats talent every single day. Okay. But when you can combine the two together, you can be unstoppable. So if you heard something today, I got to add to my menu items. I got to market myself so I have a better team. I got to scale my team so I got to tell the stories. And you don't take action tonight, you're going to wait till it's perfect. You got to rehearse it. Listen, our studio's not even set up. They're still in here on a Sunday working, painting this place. And I already closed down the other office that I still have lease payment for 4 months. Because I'm not waiting for nobody. I'm moving forward. All right. My wife's like, why are you going to do a call on a Sunday? Why are you going to spend time away from the Sunday? Because it ain't Sunday, take a day off day. My dreams are too big for me to slow down. And by the way, my daughter's standing right here in front of me. Okay, she's in the world, right? Curate the life you want. And when people don't understand you and they're not part of the life, that's their decision to make. You got to go curate that life. So your speed about executing towards your vision. There's some of you guys on this call are going to hear all this great information, and you're literally just sucking a bunch of stuff in, writing notes down, and then nothing will change. And you'll make the same money or less money this year. You'll have the same problems next year. You'll keep doing the same cycles. This is what I've done for my life, guys. I had the same problems in my business and relationships because I make cycles. And then last year I drew a line and says, no, hey, no more. I gotten better here, not here. Here are my big bold claims. I said, hey, I need to be a better father. I need to pull my daughter better forward. I need to push on her a little bit more. Okay. Because I think told today, hey, you're growing up. Okay, you're hitting your double digits already. And by the way, it's going to be here faster and you need more skills. And it's got to be me leading. And sometimes that means she's not going to like me. Okay, one of my virtual mentors talks about the 3 phases that you have to go through with your parents. Okay, right? You idolize. Okay, that's step 1. Then there's the next phase. And I remember this as a kid. Okay, you know what the next phase is? Okay, there's a phase that you're going to go through after first having admiration and you're idolizing. Okay, then you're going to go through the next phase, and the next phase is when you literally you demonize. Right, and this is what I did with my dad. Is like I thought my dad hated me. I didn't understand. Okay, but then you go to the other side. If you do stay in it long enough and you got a great parent, you'll come out of that phase. Okay, and there's going to be a whole nother phase after that where there will be admiration and understanding and depth there. So your speed, if you don't have that big bold claim, it's not pulling you forward. You want to just read the content. You want to brag about what you read, how many books you read, but you don't execute. Man, you're not going to be a great leader. Okay, next one's fit. Inside our manual for our staff, it talks about you are required to be fit to work in this company. Our definition of fit is not about your abs, okay, or your biceps, but that is part of it. Fit is spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically for us. If you're not moving towards a better version of those 4 departments to be fit, prepared for battle, that you can move into the world, ready to take on any task at hand. Okay, are you spiritually have depth? Do you understand who your God is? By the way, God is different for everybody. For a lot of kids, their God is social media right now. Right? That's what they worship. Probably not the right one. Okay. If you're not physically prepared for battle of life, when it snows, or if you get sick, then you can't rebound and recover. If you don't have the energy to be that person, to be in front of people, to actually help them, you're gonna have a limiting gait and belief. Okay. If you're not emotionally fit, okay. We have this thing here. It's like, look, we're not going to be a publicly a PC company, right? We're not going to try to be perfectly wound up a certain way. We're going to speak a certain way in our. Just so you guys know, in our staff manual, it says on there that if this bothers you, it literally says then you're not the right fucking fit for our company. That's what it says in our manual. Because I want them to know that we're going to use language to put people in transition. We do it in purpose. We put people in transition to find out where they really are. Now, this has to be something for you, but for us, fit is you're emotionally depth enough that me and Cameron could actually have a disagreement about something, but because we actually have emotional intelligence, okay, and I'm hard on Cameron, by the way, guys. We also have a vision and a purpose, and we're pulled forward. So fit isn't about just your body. It's your mind, it's your spirit, it's your emotional ability. To be a CEO, you better be fit. You better be able to listen, have understanding, have empathy, but you need a team that can be fit. And when they lack something there, if you're not educating them to be better, you do need to make sure that you're moving forward into a team, that you're attracting those people who are fit. Okay, so I'm judging you, people who own your own company. Lakin wants to be on camera here, okay? How fit you are yourself. Are you always got problems going on because you're not growing those 4 levels, and your speed of execution to actually improve? All right, so that being said, we're going to give you a rapid fire Q&A. You can raise your virtual hand. Okay. I don't know how long ago, 2 hours or so?
15 minutes already.
Okay, good, sweet. Okay. Over promise, over deliver. When's our next call like this? We have a free virtual one on
Next call is
January 26th,
23rd.
23rd. Okay.
It's
My daughter here.
23rd, 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Sales call.
Okay, that one's gonna be on sales. They're probably about 90 minutes or so. Next week, remind me on Saturday and Sunday. I'll be there. Cameron will be there. We're going to take these and give you more depth. If you don't have this, make sure, if you do have it, bring us. Okay. If you do have it, make sure you bring it. If you don't have it, let us know. We'll bring one for you. We'll do some quick Q&A. Now, here's the thing, guys. The next call that will be like this, the deep dive that we'll have next month will be breakout sessions. You're going to get all what I gave you right now in an email coming to you in about 45 minutes. Keep that to yourself. Hold that on to you. Listen, if that content is shared, even if you paid for the year, we already know what's going to happen next. Okay. We'll probably get a letter first before we just cut you from the team. Okay. So please have some respect. We put a lot of time, energy, effort into make sure we're prepared for you guys. We're up here on a Sunday investing time and energy into you guys. And I know you guys exchanged a little bit of paper for this, but also understand that you're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars of information and education on an annual year. I invested $350,000 in education last year on me. Remember I said invest in education first. Probably invested $1 million on experiences for people last year. Okay. To give to you guys right now. Matter of fact, some of those experiences you guys were a part of too. Okay. All right. Any Q&A? Let's roll. If not, they're ready. They're like, I got to pee. I'm ready for bed. Yeah, they're done. It's too much information. They can't handle it. Done. Got
one from Coach Travis.
Let's go, T-Money.
Hey man, so you mentioned about scaling your sales team. Okay, I'm in. I want to scale my sales team at my locations. Obviously, our processes, space is an issue. So how would you recommend scaling up a sales force in a small martial arts school?
Great. So here's what I would do right now. In the martial arts school, you got one salesperson right now. I would actually try to attract 2 to 3 more on your team. I would bring these people on as probably commission only. They could be virtual. So I'll give you a couple of scenarios. One, so let's say if you have 3 people, you bring them on commission only. They make a sale, they get $1. They don't have to be in office. They can be virtual, and you give them a call list each day. So this could be the people that you necessarily have maybe already funneled through, can't get to. You give them your expired leads, your old leads, whatever. That's one way. That's a very low cost way. You can virtually hire people. They sell $1,000, they get $200. Maybe you give them 40% commission. It is commission only, and you give them a certain thing they have to sell every day, and you lead that. Okay. So if you have 3 people and you've got enough, by the way, if you don't have enough leads, you start buying leads, you start collaborating, you bring stuff together. But if I have 2,000 to 3,000 leads, I can give that to 2 people, give them 60 days, give them 50% commission, because you're going to make more money on the people in the future. So that's one way. The best way, what I would do is I want somebody in-house. I would actually have a sales team. I'd have 2 or 3 people in-house, and I would literally play pitch and catch. One person's only responsibility is go into the world every day, to go knock on doors, handshake people, bring those people to this person who's going to actually workshop them and close them, and then they split the commissions here. So I would have 6 days a week someone knocking on doors, door hangers, events, shaking hands, kissing babies, taking pictures, doing all this stuff out into the world to bring the people in speed, urgency for this person to close them, right? They would be a team, and then I would pay them where they win together. Every time this person brings someone in, we just hired someone here, and every time they book an appointment, they get a little extra money. When they show up, they get a little extra money. Okay, so that's how you create that. And then if you take that to the next level, you have 2 of these teams. So just imagine if you have 4 people, and let's say 1 instructor. Let's make it hardcore. If you have 2 people playing pitch and catch, they're hitting your market every single day. They're out and about. They got wrapped cars. They're knocking on doors. They're putting flyers out there. Gym industry does this all the time. They're just going around flying people in all places, and they burn through people sometimes because they don't take care of their people. That's a different problem. And then you got 2 people closing people around the clock, where you have to actually literally go build on a space for another office. Awesome problem to have. Okay. Yeah. And you've got the space, especially at one of your places, probably both your locations to do that. But cheap way would be virtually and just paying commission only. The way I would want to do this is I would play pitch and catch. Someone there, because that's the problem in your business. Like when you go out there and marketing is way better than advertising in that kind of company right now.
Right. And last question, one more, is how do you set up a halftime show like you did for the
It's actually pretty easy. So most NFL, NBA teams, they have a sales and marketing group sales department. You call them up and say, hey, I want to bring out my 40 kids. I want to be able, but here's what I want is I want them to do pregame or whatever. They'll put you on the calendar depending on the success of a team, determines what dates they have available to you, what they're doing. Sometimes it's 2-3 years in advance. Sometimes it's, a year in advance. Sometimes it's that year, depending on the success of the team, right? So literally it's that easy. It's not that hard.
Okay.
It's always gonna be a pay to play. Okay. It means like they want you to sell 50 or 100 tickets. They're gonna put them in a group. You know, if an NFL game is 50 tickets, maybe or 25 tickets, depending on like if this is Falcons, they probably do 5 tickets and you're good. But
Do like a special.
they send you a packet, right? And it's like $40 a person, or it's a discounted rate, it's a group rate, and you're gonna get bad seats. But none of that matters. That's not the real thing you're trying to do. You're
Right.
trying to sell the story of going to the event. So it's literally go direct to the group sales department and just tell them exactly what you're looking for and what you want. If they're a really unsuccessful team, they reach out to you. Okay. But if they're a successful team, you know, if you want to go perform for the Cowboys, for example, it's probably going to be pretty tough. They're doing pretty good. I guess they're playing tonight or whenever. But if it's the Falcons, they probably will pay you to come out there. So it's probably what's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
I submitted my resume to be the coach already. Actually, I don't want to be the coach. I want to buy the damn team. Arthur, give me the team. I got the $4 billion lined up. Let's roll. Not really. I'm just gonna find some people with the money, and then I'll get my little 2% that I want. All right. Anybody else? Last question?
Luke said I'm getting a contract or getting a contact for another small Christian college in the area that's really old as well.
Good. We like the old colleges because that's old money that lives forever type thing. And listen, it's just storytelling. Is all it really is. Okay.
What questions you guys got? Come on.
Last one.
Another one from Brandon. Come on, man.
B money. Let's roll.
Do you think that you can scale a company too fast?
Of course, you can drown an opportunity. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to drown an opportunity. Okay. Like I'm trying to spend money I don't have because I believe in the future. I'm trying to bring it to present time. And really it's not about the company. It's like do you break? How much stress can you take? Right? How big are your muscles? Right? Is your stress on your biceps? You know, here's the thing is, there's a guy who does a show called Impact Theory. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Tom Bilyeu, I think is his name. And he talks about like, you know, there's people in the gym. If you guys ever go to the gym, some of you guys don't lift weights, I can tell, but some of you guys do. All right. And there's people in the gym. There's people in the gym on the weight you can't even move. That's their warm-up weight. In business, there are people in business, the stuff I can't do yet in business, they do when they're having their coffee. We're at different levels. So depending on your skill set to be able to handle the stress load, it's really about you breaking, not the company breaking. Because if you break, obviously everything else breaks. So how big are your muscles getting in your business? That's the key. Okay. Hey, so guys, listen, Miami next Saturday and Sunday. I want to see you guys there. If you don't know, make sure you reach out to us. Cam at riseusa.com, Travis at riseusa.com, Aaron at riseusa.com. We got some new team members we'll be introducing to you soon. Listen, if you don't have video content from us right now, okay, use us for that. If you need coaching, you need accountability, use us for that. If you need legal help, we've got that for you. If you need accounting, we've got that for you. Like our goal is to have everything that a small business owner needs so you guys can scale to get to the freedom that you're trying to get to. And then what my real hope and goal is that we collaborate and actually do business together. Okay. We have a new business that we're launching right now. We have one that's in filing test phase right now that I'm excited for. We just bought a vehicle for that company yesterday. That's part of the story and messaging we're doing as well too. So like, I want to do business together. And then even better is I want to be able to borrow money from you guys instead of the banks, pay you guys a preferred return, and we go create wealth together. That's what I want to be able to do, right? I want us all getting big together because my big, hairy, scary goal in the next 7.5 years is to have 100 million net worth, which means basically every 2 to 3 years, I have to have a double. Okay. Hey, let's go get freedom together, live our dreams. Miami next week. If you don't know about the next virtual calls, make sure to reach out to us. We'll give you the whole calendar. You guys have a happy Sunday. If you want to watch football, you're free to do that. And Big Bowl Claim, put it out there. All right, guys. Bye, guys.